Y'all know what it is. MZ Talks Boxing.
Let me make this abundantly clear. We talk about boxing here. My opinion is winning, but if you ain't feeling it good on your boxing, yeah. It's been no headshot sting. So do these body blows that I bring. You wanted the big step to the ring. Let's go to the toe to the final bell ring. MZ Talks Boxing. Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome to an episode of Yasa's 404 Talks Boxing. That's right, coming to you live. As you can see, I have lost the name to my channel. But that don't mean much. We'll get that back. We'll get that back. We'll get that back. What I like to say is, welcome to everyone who is tuning in right now. We got a big week. Big week. Big week of boxing. A lot of fights coming up this week. And I know a lot of people looking forward to the David Benavidez, Caleb Plant fight coming up. Along with a smorgasbord of other fights. That's right. But we're going to slowly get into tonight's boxing conversation, as we always do. We're going to wait, get the family to start falling in. Make sure we get the roll call done. And we're gonna cut loose. Tonight is a beautiful night for boxing. That's right. I said it. Getting the family involved, make sure everybody's happy. So get what you... Oh, shoot. There it is. Am I tripping or is this not working? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and have a great night. Y'all start falling in. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. D-Lo 404 Boxer in the house. What's up, bro? He said, yes, sir. Salute. Yeah, you know how we do it. I'm trying to get this stupid link to work so I can send it to the family, but oh, there you go. So yeah, I'm sure that me and my brother D-Lo 404 Boxing gonna have a public workout like we always do. We're gonna have some open sparring and talk noise and shoot jabs at each other. But it was a beautiful week. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed every inch of my week this week. The work was a little crazy. Gil Cole and Slid in the house. Salute OG. What's going on? What's going on with you, Gil Cole? I'm just waiting for the family to get in here so we can start rolling off the Champ Ross standings, things like that there. Let me go ahead and get the link sent to the family inside. Yeah, into the there you go. Bam. Okay, so now everybody got the link is out. I'm going to try to let you make it tonight. You gonna try to let me make it? Okay. I see. I don't know what try to let you make it mean. Either you gonna let me make it or you ain't. But I'm ready. I done put on my armor. I done took me a good. I'm just ready. Moody Trayweather followed into the camp early. He say, salute people. And we saying salute right back at you. I'm about to have me some fun tonight. At least I'm going to attempt to. As you can hear it in my voice, I sound rejuvenated and excited. And I am. Because when I get through kicking it with y'all tonight, no matter how long it goes, I get to go to bed and don't have to worry about going to work tomorrow. That's right. Your boy done pulled 2 days back to back. I'm off 2 days, y'all. Back to back. Ain't it something? Don't worry about the background noise going on. I'm just getting myself together here. Just getting myself together. Bruce, Gas, Jazz, and more. The OG is in the house who's always got a good hand on some kind of history in boxing or some great story or a good interview that he has come through his channel. And one of the first people to ever try a candle from H.W. Wicks. So yeah, my salute goes out to you and everyone in your household. Let's get it cracking. Got me a nice little drink. I don't know. Hopefully we get Hyphy to come through and Judge Joe Brown and the rest of the family. Bruce Gas say work. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, Bruce, you retired already, huh? Yeah, my wife is retired too. She get to chill and travel back and forth to Cali, go see the children and stuff. My kids actually blessed my wife to retire early. I think she's kind of liking it. She going through it back and forth. Trey X, the man who calls frogs from wells. I mean, deep out the belly of a whale, past the gallbladder and all that. Get them come out, set up a little old lawn chair on the side of the beach or the stream or the swamp, or wherever it is. Well, it won't be a stream or a swamp, seeing that it's coming out of whale. Slow down, MZ. But I'm giving a salute to my brother. What's going on, man? Glad to see you coming through. We're going to have some fun tonight. I hope and pray that everybody is in good health and everything went great with them and things of that nature. So I see everybody speaking to each other. I don't know if it's anything big on the deal, but I know since the fight with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant is right around the corner, I'm sure we will be discussing on that. I'm understanding that they don't call him Lil B-Hop no more. But I'm understanding he moving up and waiting. He got a fight coming up. Oh, is he on that list? Let me check, because I got to bring my list out, because I got to make... we going to give some props to none other than Champ Ross Boxing League. And I know I'm doing this early, so I'm going to come back again and do it later and just let people know, hey, if you like boxing or you're deep into boxing, Champ Ross Boxing League is the place to be. I've heard Trey X say it many times and other guys say it many times, but I joined in again. It's fun. It does help you gain knowledge on your boxing IQ, or should I say strengthens your boxing IQ. That's a better statement. And all out, if you're really a boxing fan, a true boxing fan, even if you're not in the Champ Ross Boxing League, I don't know if I should say this, but, you know, pick up something to help you deepen your reasoning and your debating power when it comes to it about boxers, and helps you learn about other fighters that you, on any other hand, would not talk to. So, as you can see, my name is now Yasser 404 Talks Boxing. Boxing. So, hold up. Seems like, yeah, I'm not going to act like I'm driving. I took the time to at the fam. Hey, but I don't be pretending to be driving, because I know that's a shot at me. So we starting off early right out the gate. D-Lo 4. Oh, he's not D-Lo 4. I don't even know what to call this man now. I don't even know what to call. Trey X is having trouble with his name being not Trey X. They keep calling him Ray X for some reason. Don't understand why. But it is what it is. Where's my boxing list? So I can go ahead. Let me pull this up. I'm just so excited today. I don't know. Just felt good to get off and not have to worry about falling back up in that place real early and out the oh, she all right. It's a lot going on. Where's the damn list at? I know we got to talk about okay, here we go. We got Thursday, starting Thursday, March 23rd. We got 3 fights Thursday. Friday the 24th, we have 2 fights, and Saturday we got a smorgasbord of fights. I mean, there's so many fights on there. You could actually start off watching fights, fall asleep, and wake back up watching fights. So yeah, we got fights. Joey Spencer is one of the fights coming up. Willie Monroe will be fighting. Chris Colbert, that's what I was talking about, Lil B-Hop. He's also fighting. We got Cody Crowley up. The big one that everybody's talking about, David Benavidez, 26-0, 23 knockouts versus Caleb Plant, who's 22-1 with 13 knockouts. The debate has really thickened up when it comes down to who's going to win and who's going to lose. The David Benavidez fight and Caleb Plant. MZ, This is coming from D-Lo 404 Boxing. We all know your ass can't drive first of all, sir. They took your license once you hit once I hit 100 years old. Wow. I'm not quite that old yet, sir. But yeah, I feel you, you know, one ancient person, ancient being, deserves to have another ancient being to talk to. So I see I have been blessed with you as my counterpart. Say no better than I did on my picks last week. I could fast pick the first fighter in every matchup and do better. Wait, I almost feel like that could be a challenge. I almost feel like that, but I could have swore somewhere I saw on one of the message boards or something like that. Don't call out D-Lo this week because you know everything is everything. I don't want no trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke. I'm just trying to survive. I'm a little old channel trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make it. Wait, as long as you admit to being ancient, I'm good with it. Well, tell you what, I'll admit to being ancient right now because you know this is not my show. This is not your show. This Yasser show. Yasser 404 Talks Boxing. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put our little squabbling to the side and do a good job tonight and let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm saying? But if we want to do a deep dive into how things would, and it is going, I'm more than willing, you know what I'm saying, to go. No challenges. I'm shadow boxing this week. Okay. I feel it. And I promise not to take too many digs at you. If I can help it, I won't take any digs at you at all. You know, just let it roll like it's supposed to. I was going to change the theme song saying that this is not MZ Talks Boxing right now. This is Yasser 404 Talks Boxing. You know, I hope the new boss steps in 4 or 5, 10 minutes like Nick Cannon would do on Wild and Out or something. Just let the people know that he can improve some of them. Oh shit. I done made a mess. Just dumb. This, I guess I might as well go. I had a senior citizen moment. That's what I did. I just had a senior citizen moment. I'm wasting stuff all over the place. Shouldn't be wasting nothing. Half this shit should already be ready. But anyway, let's fire up the chat. Y'all start shooting at me. Let's see what we got going on. Let me say, first of all, let me make sure I do something that most people do that I remember doing. Calling now a roll. I said what's up to Trey X, the Oracle, the man that calls fraud from Wales and everything like that. And yes, let me go ahead and answer the question. Because Trey X asked me a couple of days ago, who is it that I listen to? Who is it? I listen to you. He said I'm a giant in the game. That's what he told me. Because I made a little statement about calling him a short guy or something like that. You know, I was wrapped up in emotions at the time. I think I was ducking a lot of shots. I'm not for sure. But yeah, that's the man I listen to when it comes down to placing the bets, making a little old money. The only thing I can say about the Oracle is he don't give me no help when it comes to picking these damn fights. None. I mean, I've been looking at the phone, going through my texts. I try to pick up my Oracle bat phone. Dead. Nothing. I don't see nothing to hit nothing from him until the picks in. And then all of a sudden he starts shooting out, hey, this is who we running with to make this money this week. And I can honestly say a lot of times I look at the list and say, son of a gun. I didn't pick this dude. I picked that dude. I didn't pick that dude. I picked this dude. And every dude that I be to pick be wrong as hell when it comes down to the betting line. So, you know, I still go to the Oracle, even though I called him short guy. You know, I'm apologizing now. I'm just having fun. This is going to be a beautiful night. And yes, let me see. Have fun with it, MZ. Laughter is good. This is from my brother, my arch nemesis, or whatever you want to say. D-Lo 404 Talk. Oh, no, I don't even know what to call you right now. That can't be your name, D-Lo 404 Boxing, because I'm sure that name I gave to Yasser the other day. But it is what it is. We got Toby, who is it? Toby Barlett. Toby Barlett in the house. Salute MZ in the chat. He giving the muscles and the fire and the OK symbols and all that good stuff, man. We appreciate you stopping through. You guys hit the like button as you come in. I need to start practice and hit the like button so we can start getting other people to come in and kick it with us. But y'all know how I feel about that type of stuff. As long as my family here, I'm happy. It is freaking hot up in here. My wife was right. Gonna have to cut that AC on because the temp seems to be rising. Texas has got us going crazy. Yesterday it was cold and raining. Today it was cold and raining. They're talking about it's gonna get hot and stuffy tomorrow. Well, I see we filling up slowly. I haven't seen the master troll hyphy roll through, Judge Joe Brown. Well, let me go ahead and pull up the other side. I should have played another theme song. Let me get that up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would say the future champ is here, but I still got a long way to go. How many weeks left we got in Champ Ross? I almost feel like I almost might be missing my mark to go ahead and make a move. And no, I didn't miss any time last week, so y'all could say, "Oh, gee, missed a week." That's why he behind now. But I appreciate the honorary 50 points. Toby Bartlett said it's cold for real. Where you at, Toby? Just to say, the weather has been bipolar out here too. Okay, so it ain't just here in Texas, San Antonio, because Houston tripping too. They weather tripping too. Great question that I need to bring up. Did anybody catch the interview with Brian Custer and what's it, Brian Custer? Brian Custer and Jamel Charlo, when Jamel pretty much let it be known that he does not plan on moving up to a higher weight class from his understanding and recollections of things and how things are set up right now. His plans are to, as follows: finish his career at 154, not move up to 160 or anything like that, like a lot of people had been discussing and speculating. When Earl moves up, then Jamel will move up, which means Jamal will move up. I guess Jamel put all that to the end when he says he plans on staying at 154. And if the money is right, dun, 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 he will be willing to fight Earl Spence. Dare I say that? Yes, I dare. He'll be willing to fight Earl Spence. I don't really want to talk about it as a fight to be coming up, but hey, it is what it is. Mumble Mills interview. Yeah, I heard some of Mumble Mills interview. Dang, D-Lo, you hard on a man like that. It was like 24 this morning. I don't know why I be reading backwards and forwards, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. D-Lo 404 Boxing says it was like 24 this morning. Warm this evening, will be cold again tomorrow, but supposed to be in the 80s Saturday. Now, for us, it was cold and rainy last night, cold this morning, and wet, not really, mostly raining, and it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. I think my wife said it's supposed to be up and around the 80s tomorrow. So I dodged the bullet today and didn't have to do any yard work, but I don't think that's going to work tomorrow. She's already got my clothes laid out. Yeah, I gotta be out there pulling weeds and weed whacking and stuff like that. That's what happened when you don't do better in your competition, and your wife know you in a competition, and you end up failing. They put honeydew list together for you. Honey, get your ass out there and do this list that I put together. That's pretty much how it reads to me. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Joe Brown. Gotta give congratulations to Trey X. I believe Trey X pulled the first place move this week on the Champ Ross. On the Champ Ross. On the Champ Ross. What's the fantasy boxing league? I knew I was gonna get it. Y'all just had to give me a second to get my mind right. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. So, anyway, I'll be out there cutting grass tomorrow in the rain. Well, I could hope it rains, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So I guess I'm facing off with Mr. Mike Henning. Am I saying that right? Is it Hennigan or Mike Henning? See, that's what happened. Yeah, I think it's Mike Hennigan. Mike Hennigan? It's Mike somebody, but I know I'm supposed to be facing him. I got to be ready. So I'm training. I'm getting myself together. J1 Pro has fallen into the building. Salute everyone. AB Games sent me. AB, I don't know who AB Games is, But J1 Pro, you've been here plenty of times. Nobody got to see you. You part of the family. As far as I'm concerned, I've seen you here on more than 3 occasions. How about that? More than 4. Hell, you didn't even say the comment section and really got out. Oh yeah, that's so good. That is just That is good. I won't say like what did Trey say, like tonic to his aching bones or something like that. The betting landscape has been good to me. The game's been good to me. I made a little change in the betting realm of things. Loving every minute of it. We are now reaching 8:51 into the show. I don't know which way I want to go except up. My vacation is coming up in about a month. I plan on taking at least the phone or the computer with me so I can have y'all in Hawaii with me. So we can do what we do. Have fun doing it. Y'all, let me know what you got in your gas bags, what you got in your glass with your ice, or should I say with your rocks, whatever mixture you have. So let me see. Who is this? Sephora has entered the chat. Hey everyone, what's going on? Thank you for stepping through, Sephora. If you're new, hit the thumbs up. Welcome. Show a little respect. Talk some boxing. Let's have some fun. That's what we do around here. I hope you are able to follow suit and do the same. As I get my roll up. La, da, 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 da. Caleb Planet Daily. Let me give my list so I can make sure I roll down right, because this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I feel pretty good also because I did all right last week in the boxing. Not to bring it up to try to shoot at anybody like that, but last week was really fun. It was really fun. I had fun the whole time. We got Armin Brown. Our sister is in the house. Armin Brown 09. Hey, twin, thank you for coming. Okay, I see. That's where she come from. Armin Brown sending people over here, so I got to try to be on my best behavior, not speak nothing crazy or say anything ludicrous or off the wall. Just we have fun. I got a little music lined up. Didn't put too much together. But anyway, let me get to my list. As I was saying, I was pulling up the list so we can talk about the fights that are coming up and how excited everyone is about them and who's coming up. Where's the damn list? Y'all know I'm tripping tonight. Okay, there we go. I got that page. Let me pull it up. La da 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 da. Shoo doo 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 doo. Okay, I am facing Mike Hennings versus MZ in the battle of the OGs. Oh, what? I'm a slight favorite at 100. I mean, at negative 130. Mike is not. See, that's how the betting line should be. I'm feeling real good right now. Finally, I have. I'm a slight favorite. So y'all get ready. It's gonna be a tough week. I'm ready. Solid week for sure. It is. Is it okay if I say something crazy? I'm from the beef sector, so I've heard it all laughing out loud. Okay, if you from you know what? I'm gonna have to ask this question. What is the beef section? Now I heard La D talk about the beef section. I've heard our sister Armin Brown talk about the beef section. And it slipped my mind to ask, so y'all kind of explain to me and the rest of the family, what is the beef section? I'm sure somebody is probably saying, MZ, you should know better. But I don't know better. I don't know what the beef section is. Or maybe I do, and I just not feeling it. Maybe it's is it anything like the red light district? Just to throw that out there. And as I was saying, back to this. Okay, so I'm gonna be a slight favorite in the fight. Okay, so out of all the fights that's coming up this week with Christian, Steve, whatever fight you pick, highlight the ones that you feel like you really want to see from the champ Ross. But I want to talk about David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. That's I guess the biggest fight that boxing fans will consider as the biggest fight. But I know the people who really watch boxing, the old heads, they got a few fights that they feel like it's gonna be good. I want to know what's your thoughts. Salute. Joseph, now give me a second. Salute MZ. Joseph Brown in the house. I heard you had a spectacular finish, as well as Trey X. He also speaking to our sister Brown. Okay, that knocked it right out. Maybe I didn't hit this motherfucker. But we got the Mexican Monster versus Sweet Hands Plant. And I know y'all, I'm breathing, Movie Trey Weather. I am. I'm breathing. That was just a good lick. That got me. But anyway, we got the Mexican Monster versus Sweet Hands Plant. As you all know, I have stepped out on the ledge and said right from the beginning, right out the gate, that I thought Sweet Hands Plant was going to handle his business. MZ getting all emotional calling my name. What? I don't know. What the hot Mike? That jumped on me. I don't know what's up. What's up? Hey, okay, they speak to each other. But it's no secret that people know that I like the boxers over the strong guys. A boxer with good skills, good footwork, great mindset, good heart. You know, just willing to go out there and do his thing, dance, you know, get his dance on and handle his business. But this fight seems to have a wrinkle for Caleb Plant that most fights that he's had does not have. And that is, one, he has David Benavidez, who is not a little guy. This is not a little man at all, who also has fast hands, who throws punches and bunches. Might not be overly powerful, but the pressure that he brings and constantly applies to his opponents usually seems to help him get him out of there. And I'm talking David Benavidez. Someone did mention that he does not have that concussive one punch knockout, but he does beat guys up. You know, he usually stops the fight with some kind of cut. Somebody's beat up real bad. When I saw him fight Anthony Jarrell come out of there with a nasty cut. That's what stopped the fight with him. They seem to have a genuine dislike for each other. You know, could it be because they both were champs at the same time? Who knows? But there's a lot of talk going back and forth. And the biggest question mark for me, for Caleb Plant, which I should have learned my lesson when he fought Canelo, because they were screaming it from the Raptors from me. They were all at the top of the bleachers, on the top of the building. Trey X almost took a hike up on a high mountain so he could scream at me and say, MZ, don't go with Caleb Plant because his gas tank fails him. It failed him against Uzcategui, but he was able, as D-Lo 404 Boxing says, survive. Against Canelo, a lot of people, you know, are telling me that he was standing in the ring asking for validation. I tried to, you know, give him a one-up and say, nah, he was talking noise, but yeah, you're right. He seemed like he was looking for validation, and we don't want that to happen again against David Benavidez. But for the most part, I'm hoping that his gas tank, he is maybe fixed that situation where he won't gas out. Maybe he's figured out a way to handle his business. I didn't even hear Joseph Brown come in. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, MZ?
Oh, not too much. You know, going through my soliloquy of Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, you know, speaking on what I think Caleb Plant may need to do in order to hold the fight off. But I can put that on pause for a hot second to say, welcome in, man, because you sitting in the top 5 again?
Yeah, I'm 5 points from the number one spot. You know, I'm trying to get that spot, hawk it down. But yeah, you can go ahead, man, and cook. You were saying some good stuff, man. I'll sit back and let you do your thing, man.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. You know, I'm excited this week. But anyway, as I was saying, Trey X warned me, and a few other people had warned me, but I was hard-headed. You know, I'm going to ride with the boxer. And once again, I'm riding with the boxer over the Mexican Monster because if Caleb Plant, and these are big ifs, and they're not the fifths, so we can all be drunk because I need you guys to understand what I'm saying. Caleb Plant, if he has figured out a magic pill for his stamina, I think it would serve him great. Now, a lot of people are putting a lot of stock in the fact that he's working with the guy Breadman, and that's also the guy that, what fighter was it that lost that Breadman was back with? But anyway, people are looking to the fact that Breadman, I think I'm saying his name right. I don't think it's his trainer, but he has something to do with their camp that has Caleb Plant sitting down a little more on his punches, so he's not throwing as many arm punches, because that was also a knock against him from a lot of my constituents, from the Oracle himself, which I hold a lot of words that he brings out dear because they make sense. Not to mention Joseph Brown had also mentioned something about Caleb Plant a few months ago having throwing arm punches. Well, hopefully he's not going to be throwing arm punches and he'll be able to sit down. I think he has a little better defense than David Benavidez. I would give him the slight edge in defensive paralysis. I would also give him a slight edge in boxing skills and moving around the ring. A lot of people find problems with David Benavidez's footwork. He's not the he's not the most technical person when it comes to moving his feet in the ring, and he sometimes he crosses his feet moving around the ring. So people are looking for Caleb Plant to turn Benavidez by pivoting and moving around the ring, using the ring and his footwork smartly. Breadman is the gentleman's name that I was trying to speak of. D-Lo404 has plugged that into the chat, and he was J-Rock's trainer. I don't know how I really want to take that, saying that he was J-Rock's trainer, seeing that J-Rock's best performance to me was against Swift Jerry Hurd, and then he went down fast. I don't know what happened, but anyway, this ain't about J-Rock. It's about Caleb and Benavidez. A lot of people are feeling that Benavidez will catch up with Caleb Plant late in the fight. And when I say late, they're talking, from what I'm seeing, they're talking 6 to 9 that Caleb Plant might get sleep. I'm not seeing that. We got oh my gosh, is this Decane, the sweet scientist, is falling in the building? Haven't seen this man in ions. Good evening, my brother. Welcome to the show.
What's happening, brother?
Man, just enjoying life. Ready for this weekend coming up. Still, putting my thinking hat on what picks I'm going to make for the fights coming up. Letting people know why I kind of feel like Caleb Plant stands a great chance to beat Benavidez. Now, I'm seeing some people saying that they think Caleb Plant could even drop Benavidez and stop Benavidez. I think Benavidez is pretty durable. I don't think Caleb will stop him, but I can see him outboxing him for a good 12 rounds. If, when we get to round 9, 10, 11, 12, he doesn't gas out.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think like you mentioned already during the broadcast, Caleb Plant's gas tank is probably going to be his biggest problem. But I think David Benavidez, when I'm watching him fight, I feel like he get emboldened when people are not standing in front of him. The more you move, like he like to chase people down, even though his footwork, you would think he the one that got shot in the leg instead of his brother. But I mean, he can run forward and find you if you running from him. He just seemed to perform better the more you run from him, in my opinion. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of game plan Breadman got from Caleb Plant.
Mm-hmm.
I think, did I just hear you say that J-Rock's best performance was against Hurd?
I said the best performance that I saw, I believe was against.
I agree. And he had Hurd standing. I mean, he had J-Rock standing right in front of Hurd. So I know he can come up with a game plan that entails that, but I don't know if that's gonna be the best plan for Caleb Plant, because I ain't never seen him fight nobody like that. So we'll see, man. We'll see what kind of game plan they come with. I mean, my assessment of the fight is if returning to a fight, David Benavidez is going to probably win. But if Caleb Plant can keep his gas tank on point, I mean, he could win a points decision. I don't see him knocking Benavidez out, though.
No, I don't see that either. I'll give him a boxing victory where he moves around the ring and everything like that. But the stoppage, I don't see the stoppage is like that at all. Let me see. I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick. If you got anything else to say, I'm just making sure I don't lose our place. But go ahead and keep cooking. I'm just marking them.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'll go ahead and get my stance on this particular fight. A lot of the points that you guys made are valid in regards to Caleb Plant's stamina. I do feel like Plant does have the edge in terms of cornerman. I believe he has a better trainer. I think Redman can put together a game plan, an effective game plan for him. I do think there are some similarities as far as what DeCane was just saying about him implementing a game plan where Caleb Plant is not, moving around as much as far as, trying to move laterally around the ring. And a lot of that has to do with the size of the ring, which we don't know how big that ring size is going to be. If it's going to allow him to move laterally, if that is the game plan. I do believe that the difference between him and J-Rock is that Caleb Plant is a little bit better athletically. He's got more hand speed. He's got better footwork. So those things are working in his favor. Now, can he be defensively responsible enough in those tight spots when David Benavidez is throwing punches at him? Can he slip those punches and counter effectively? That's where the fight's going to be win or loss for me. And he cannot at any point have his back against the ropes. If he does that, that is trouble for him. That is doomsday scenario. He should not be at any point allowing himself to be backed into a corner where his back is against the ropes and where he's giving up real estate and allowing Benavidez to press the fight forward on him. He cannot allow that to happen. He's going to have to stand his ground. He's going to have to be effectively counterpunching, and he's going to have to earn David Benavidez's respect. If you cannot earn this man's respect, he will not win this fight. Because once David Benavidez feels like Caleb Plant cannot hurt him or he can't respect his power, he's going to relentlessly continue to apply the pressure. And eventually he's going to get him out of there. So I give Caleb Plant the speed advantage. I give him the footwork advantage. I think he's a better skilled fighter than David Benavidez at this point in his career. I believe he has an effective enough jab. It's going to come down to him being able to counterpunch effectively, stay off the ropes, evade, be defensively responsible, and he could win it a points decision. But there's also a scenario if he counterpunches effectively, and it's a lot of people are thinking that he don't have the power to actually, be able to stop Benavidez. That's a possibility that can happen. He could possibly stop him. I'm not ruling that out. So Caleb has enough hand speed. He's sitting down on his punches now, and David Benavidez is going to be in a rude awakening if he believes he cannot get hurt by this guy with a clean shot. I believe he's got enough power, enough pop in his punches early on, and he's going to have to do it early on. He's going to have to earn that respect early on. Otherwise, it's going to be a really, really bad fight for him going down the stretch.
Great reading. We also got Trey X in the house. The Oracle, the man who calls a fight and calls a fight when it comes to putting that money down. What's going on, bro? How you doing today?
Salute. I saw all these 4.5 type motherfuckers on the panel, so I said, shit, let me get up here and talk some shit.
Get on up here and spit some in.
I agree with a lot of what Joseph Brown said. I really agree with him a lot. Like this fight, Caleb Plant gonna have to set this man straight early. He can't get out there and just start running. He gonna have to get out there and put some hurt on this motherfucker and let him know you can be hurt too. It ain't just about you hurting me. You ain't no lion, motherfucker. I'm about to back you up and make you doubt yourself as a lion. Toby Bartlett, he brought up Wilder against Fury. Look at the first fight. Look at the way Fury approached that fight. Look at the second and third fight. Look at the way Fury approached them fights. He stepped to the line in the second and the third fight. Look at Andre Ward the first time he fought Kovalev. He got out there trying to box and move and stay away from the power puncher. Second fight, he stepped straight to him in the first round and put a right hand right on his chin and let him know this is what it is. But that's the thing, though. I don't think Caleb Plant got that in it. They got a video on YouTube with Caleb Plant fighting a dude in the streets and he out there trying to box and move. What the fuck you trying to box and move in a street fight for? You got this motherfucker rushing after you thinking he's some kind of rhinoceros and you out here boxing and moving and shit looking like you scared of the man. When I see the guy fight, I don't see an assertive fighter all the time. I see a guy that can get out there and make a lion feel like a lion. He made Uzcategui feel like a lion the whole time. That's why Uzcategui came down the stretch the way he did. Caleb Plant needs to step straight to Benavidez and put hands on him early and then box him. Don't get out there and just straight try to box him because that's going to embolden this motherfucker. I think the Kane said it. He said he like Benavidez like when you get out there and run from him. That make him feel good. That make him feel powerful. That make him feel like a lion. You don't want to do that, man. Step to this guy early, put some hard shots on him, set him straight early, and then change up and box his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if Caleb Plant got that in him. I ain't seen the gas tank, and he had a great victory in his last fight, but the shit only went 2 rounds. We didn't learn anything about that. All we learned is that if he lands a solid left hook, he can drop you, and he can hurt you bad. And we knew that already. He dropped Uzcategui. I always said Caleb Plant is the type of guy that predetermines his punches. Even if he see that you're going to block his punches, he'll throw them anyway. But when he get a chance to really hit you with a clean shot, he can hurt you. I always said that shit. Ain't nothing changed. But we'll see how this guy approached this fight early.
Okay.
Yep. Gotta punch the bully. You gotta punch the bully in the mouth before he punch you in the mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. G-Lo 404 Boxing has joined the panel. The voice of reason. Do you have anything that you want to add to that, sir?
Yeah, some of it right in line with what them fellas saying. Salute y'all. Well, in Plant's last fight, it did go 9 rounds, Trey. It wasn't 2.
This shit went 9?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I thought that was an early knockout.
But you know, the thing about that Uzcategui fight, to me, I felt like in the early going, because I picked Uzcategui to beat Plant. To me, in the early goings, he kind of stepped to Uzcategui. He didn't let Uzcategui get that forward momentum and get the going, you know, that going downhill on him. But later on, he kind of wore down from being on the retreat. You know, it's like he it's almost as if he kind of had that Keith Thurman mentality. I'm gonna get out in front, and then I'm a box my way to victory. But he didn't have the. It seemed like he just didn't have the stamina to do it the whole 12, and it almost cost him late. To me, he was getting battered and bruised down the stretch. But you know, one fight that comes to mind whenever I think about a guy that's known as a bully that was just running through guys, and then another guy having to have a certain mentality on how he gonna fight him. I always think about Kelly Pavlik when I forget the guy's name. I just went blank. But anyway, what's the dude's name?
Taylor, Jermaine Taylor. No.
Man, it starts with an E. Hey, I'm gonna come back to it, man. I done lost my train of thought. I can't remember the guy's name. I want to hold the show up. I'm gonna come back to
it. I'm talking and not hearing myself. With that being said, we're gonna give the old man a chance to get his thoughts together.
Hey, I got it, man. I just remember the one. Edison Miranda. Well, Edison Miranda was, knocking everybody in the dirt. And they asked Kelly Pavlik, how's he gonna fight him? And he said, I'm gonna walk him down. And when they fought, that's exactly what as soon as Edison Miranda realized Kelly Pavlik wasn't gonna just back down from him like everybody else was, he didn't know what to do. He was like a fish out of water. All of a sudden, he got to try to figure out how to box. And it just, it didn't bode well. I know Pavlik and what's his name, Caleb Plant have two totally different mentalities and the way they approach the sport of boxing. But at the same time, we also seen Pavlik in a world of trouble against Jermaine Taylor, where he was all flailing all over the ring, and was able to come back from that. So guys can find themselves in those type of dire straits and then find a way to right the ship. I don't know that Plant can do that if he gets in that kind of trouble against Benavidez, but hopefully for his sake, if it does happen, it happens late where he can survive like he did against Uzcategui. Because if it happens anywhere early, mid rounds, I don't see him going the distance. I think Benavidez will just continue to come on.
Hey, but to piggyback off that, Benavidez and Edison Miranda is two different stories, man. Like, how big is Miranda? Is he about 5'9", 5'10", or some shit like that?
Yeah, he's close to about 5'11", somewhere in there.
What weight class? That's 160?
Yeah, that's 160.
That's a small 160 pounder. 160 pounders get over 6 foot. Hell, we got 154 pounders that's over 6 foot. That's not a big fighter.
Now, yeah, and by comparison, he wasn't bigger than Pavlik. I was just talking about how he. Man,
this fight right
no, he wasn't big as Pavlik.
Let me finish my point. This fight right here is a great example of people not actually boxing. People don't understand how it feels to be in the ring with a big motherfucking pressure fighter like David Benavidez. There ain't too many fighters that y'all can compare to him. Edison Miranda, that's a laughable comparison. The type of pressure he gonna bring ain't nowhere near like no fucking Benavidez. I done been in the ring with big motherfuckers like that. That's why I speak about it the way I do. Them dudes are hard to beat. We can look at example after example in the history of boxing that shows you that when you got a big, tall pressure fighter, it's different. I always talk about Willie Pep against what's my man name? I can't
Sandy Saddler.
Sandy Saddler. He beat the man 3 out of 4 times. I'm talking about Willie Pep is one of the best of all times. Like, we see this shit time and time again throughout the history of boxing. Like, it's one thing to fight a pressure fighter that's shorter than you and all this kind of shit. It's a whole different ball game when you got a dude that's so much taller, longer, and this dude is strong. He got pretty fast hands. He puts fighters in emergency mode. There ain't too many fighters I see put fighters in emergency mode like this guy. It's hard to go out there and just simply outbox a man like this. He has attributes that can put him over the top of your boxing skills. Like normally I would take Plant got the deep amateur background and shit. But when it comes to these type of fighters, that shit can go out the window. Like, think about Cool Boy Steph when he fought against Figueroa. Cool Boy Steph is the person with the amateur background. He the one that was 75-15. He the one that's fighting good fighters all across the country and shit like that, winning national championships. He fought in the World Series of Boxing. He's the one that got all of this. But look at the trouble he had with Figueroa just based off his style and based off his dimensions. That man got 30 amateur fights. There's no way he's supposed to be competing with Cool Boy the way he did. But he was able to, and some people thought he won the goddamn fight. You know what I'm saying? This style right here is all wrong, man, for most fighters. You know what I'm saying? Unless you special like a Mayweather. Mayweather against Corrales, that's a little bit similar, but I don't think Corrales brings the type of pressure that Benavidez does. Benavidez throw a lot of punches. When Corrales fought Mayweather, Corrales threw less than 10 punches around. That's not going to be Benavidez. This dude is big, strong, and he coming with pressure, and he coming with volume. It's a whole different story.
Yeah, his dimensions are similar to Kelly Pavlik in a Fundora, height-wise and length-wise, in my estimation. But yeah, David's got a lot of dimensions that cause so much issues, man. And he fights tall, he fights big, and he's definitely not afraid to use his size and his height. And he comes forward and he brings that tenacity. And he's young. And he never has issues with running out of steam. Once he goes downhill, he keeps coming downhill. So you got to meet a guy like that. When he's coming downhill, you got to come downhill with him.
Yeah, let me get this in right quick and try shit all over my comparison. Yeah, I wasn't comparing the guys as the same type fighter. My comparison was at the time the way Edison Miranda was performing against guys. The only guy that had beat him at the time was somebody who kind of outboxed him. And Pavlik didn't approach it that way. He met the bully in the middle of the ring and backed the bully down. That was my comparison. Not saying Miranda fights anything like Benavidez or has an imposing size like him. Pavlik was actually bigger than Miranda. But the point was, Miranda was the guy who was known for backing guys down and making them retreat, whereas Pavlik was more of a boxer puncher. And in that fight, he kind of flipped the script on him and became the bully in that fight and turned him back. That was my point of bringing that up. And I'm saying that if Benavidez if he's true to who he always is, I think it would serve Plant to try to be the bully himself and see where it gets him, as opposed to being on the back foot the whole fight and backpedaling and retreating, because we know that gas tank ain't gonna last because it hadn't up to this point. And if it does, it'll be the first time if he's on the strict retreat. So I think his best chance is to stand his ground and get some respect, because I think that's the only chance he has at being able to make the fight go the distance. I just don't see him on his bicycle for 12 rounds, even if he's doing good work. I think at some point he'll tire down, and Benavidez is gonna run downhill on him.
I understand what you're saying, but this is what I'm saying though. It's a lot more comfortable fighting against a pressure fighter that's small, as opposed to a pressure fighter that's a goddamn giant.
I got
look at the fight that Tony Montana Love just had. They put his ass in there with a goddamn giant. Wasn't expecting that shit. That giant, he tried to clothesline the man out the ring because this motherfucker was just so goddamn big. People ain't giving enough credit to the size and shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this dude does not belong at 168. This man that belongs at 175 and fucking around to belong at cruiserweight or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot easier to fight than somebody like a Jake LaMotta, for example. He like one of them shorter type pressure fighters or something like that. From my experience watching boxing, it's easier to fight somebody like him than somebody like Sandy Sadler. If you think you can if you think you can sidestep this motherfucker and get away from him, you might have to sidestep him twice, because his arms and shit are so goddamn long. It's hard to stay away from him. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. The tall pressure fighters are nightmares in the ring. That's the hardest style that there is. I would much rather fight a real slick, talented type of guy than a dude that can take punches all day long. He's steady coming. He bigger than me. He got fast hands as well to go with it. That's one of the hardest styles that you can be in the ring with. I ain't talking about a style that's just gonna beat you and beat you on points. I'm talking about somebody that's gonna beat the hell out of you. That's what I'm talking about. Where your family worried about you on the outside of the ring. Everybody looking at you with their hand over their mouth and shit. That's the kind of fighter Benavidez is. Like
Lubin was against Fundora.
That's another example. Lubin got the damn amateur background. Lubin was 143-7, several-time national champion. I took the man. He went out there against this big, tall pressure fighter, and all that amateur background shit went out the window, because this is a different game.
And Lubin had success in that fight. He dropped Fundora. He had moments in that fight, but Fundora was just too big. He was too relentless on the inside. The uppercuts were nasty. And David Benavidez has the same type of arsenal on the inside when he shoots them uppercuts. He is a problem. It's going to be
Joseph Brown, when he dropped him, wasn't he kind of like fighting to get Fundora off of him? Well,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a defensive knockdown. Like, goddamn, get off me, man. And he got a knockdown. It ain't like he went out there and set it up and just brought something to him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just...
No, you good. You good. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what you said. It was a defensive, he was trying to keep Fundora off of him. He caught him, but, Fundora got up and he kept bringing it right back to him again, and he got Lubin up out of there. I mean, it was a great fight. Excellent fight at 154. A good test for Fundora. He showed some grit, some heart. He got up and came back, and he ended up taking out Lubin. But yeah, we all know Lubin was the more skilled guy going into the fight. Some of us picked Lubin to win that fight, but you can't equate for a unicorn. And Fundora's a unicorn, and to a degree, David Benavidez is a unicorn at 168. You just don't see guys like him in that weight class.
It's like a Calvin Johnson in football. Like the motherfucker is just a goddamn specimen. You can't get away around that. Like people can compare different receivers and shit. Calvin Johnson is in his own fucking category. Y'all can like Jerry Rice, you can like Randy Moss, you can like Terrell Owens, and they all monsters in their own right. But Calvin Johnson is a different type of monster when it comes to his physicality and shit. You know what I'm saying? He might not have as good of numbers or the championships that the other guys got, but man, you won't find a fucking receiver that's more physically gifted than Calvin Johnson. I don't give a damn what nobody say. This dude right here is at 168 and he belonged at cruiserweight some goddamn where. This is his first weight class too. It ain't like he done came up to 168. This man started at 168. This is his entry weight class, and he gonna be moving up from here. Caleb Plant is like a normal size 168 pounder going against a damn giant at 168, and he hungry too. And to be real, I feel like Caleb Plant, he done kind of reached his goals. Like his goal was to become the champion and fulfill his dad's dream because his dad was a boxer too. So I feel like he kind of achieved that. I think that Benavidez is his climax is still to come. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is as far as he's supposed to go. Just get up enough where he can go lose to Caleb Plant. That's what his fucking life is about. Now, this man is beyond Caleb Plant. I promise y'all that. Caleb Plant is not gonna win this fight. It's not.
That's strict down the pipe right there, bro.
Straight down the pike. He's not winning. Sorry.
Call the ball a
If
ball.
he
got a
can't
promise
deal-
on that one.
If he can't deal with the pressure from a little bitty Canelo, 5'8", how the hell is he gonna deal with this pressure from Benavidez?
That's those are great points right there. Those are hell of a points. If you couldn't get away from Canelo, who is not as busy as Benavidez, this is for sure. I will give Canelo the cutting off the ring. He can cut the ring off on him, but his hands don't come as much as Benavidez's does. And I can attest to what you're saying. I've seen it in the ring, watching the fights. That is, not being in the ring, but I've seen the taller fighters, the big fighters that bring that pressure. They do seem hard to deal with. And you guys bringing up the Tower Inferno, because I can't think of it. Fundora. You bring up Fundora as an example, which is a hell of an example. But even before we start talking about him, just to bounce off of what you guys said earlier, Fury did step to Wilder like that. The first fight, he was dancing around and it didn't get him nowhere. He came out and said, "I can't outbox this man." So the next fight, we all saw it. I didn't want to see it, but I saw it. He stepped to Wilder. He stepped to Wilder, threw him completely off his game plan, threw him off track, and he was never able to get himself back on track. We ended losing 2 fights. If Benavidez, if Caleb Plant, which I can't help but harp on it, if he cannot keep his gas tank, his stamina up for the whole fight, he's going to be in trouble. I am kind of listening to what D'Lo's saying, him bounce, being on the back foot a little bit, but at some points in the fight, he's going to have to make a stand for a few seconds. He's going to have to make a stand, and when he does that, he's going to have to be 100% tight on defense because Benavidez is going to try to take advantage of every time Caleb becomes stationary. And another thing, if he falls up against that rope, that's a recipe for disaster against Benavidez. I don't want to see a shoe shine combination put up against Caleb Plant's head and him fall down like Benavidez is doing on the promo.
So are you trying to say the Mexican monster? Can we stamp the Mexican monster?
See, I came out a couple of weeks ago and already said I was going with Sweet Hands Plant. But when it comes down to going and putting some money on it, I got to dig a little deeper. And the arguments that I'm hearing right now in this debate is telling me that, yeah, the Mexican monster stands, David Benavidez stands the bigger chance to win. Going back, bouncing off of what Trey X said at the end, it's almost like Caleb Plant has achieved what he's going to achieve. I didn't know that he had his daddy was a boxer. I didn't know that. The only promise I knew that he made was to his little girl that passed away that he would become a champion and do that for her. I haven't heard him say. I haven't heard him be as passionate speaking about becoming a champion again since he did it the first time for his little girl. So, you know, what Trey might be saying could play a very big factor in it is he still is hungry. David Benavidez has some things I believe that I'm agreeing with that he wants to prove. One, because he lost his belt on the scale and no one really beat him, I think he's holding that as a chip, letting it be known. Ain't nobody beat me and can't nobody beat me. And the person that you all saying is the greatest, Canelo, he's scared to fight me, and his excuse is he won't fight a Mexican. So right now, you know, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. A lot of my heart is trying to pick with Caleb Plant because I love the boxer, but my mind and intelligence is telling me different. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know all the what you laughing at.
I'm laughing because it sounds eerie, similar to a R&B singer that we all know.
Anyway, wait, which part?
My mind's telling me no.
Telling me no.
But my body, yeah.
I feel y'all. I'm just keeping it real. Look, it is what it is. I have let my mouth already shoot off that I'm gonna ride with Caleb Plant. So me being the guy that I am, I'm gonna stick with that. But I'm gonna be real and let the thoughts be known that I've listened to the arguments from the other side, and they make a hell of a lot of sense. And I would be less than a man not to be able to stand up, even before it's happened, to not stand up and say, "Hey, what y'all saying makes a lot of sense." And people might want to think on it and let it marinate a little longer. They still got a few days before they make that solid pick and say who they riding with.
Let me ask y'all this: what y'all think the weight's gonna be the day of the fight?
I believe Caleb Plant is going to come in at 167.
Well, I'm talking about the day.
Oh, the night of the fight?
Yeah.
I give Caleb Plant like anywhere from 185 to 190. And Benavidez made. You don't think so?
No, you 185. So you think he gonna?
Oh, 175. 175 to 180. But I think Benavidez might be about 5 or 6 pounds heavier.
Shit, I wouldn't be surprised that motherfucker down to 200 pounds come fight night, man. That's a big dude, man.
Yeah, he can hydrate that much weight going into the ring, man.
Yeah, man. People lose weight for a reason because it gives them an advantage. Like, there's no way to get around this. Caleb Plant is going in at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because he's a smaller man.
All day long, you cannot take that off the table. And it's going to play a part. It's a reason why they cut all their weight, man. Why don't fighters just fight at their natural weight? Why they got to lose so much weight? It's because they trying to get an advantage. David Benavidez is the poster child of that shit. Him and Fundora and a few more of the motherfuckers, I don't even understand how they lost so much weight, but they was effective with that shit. And I think he going to be effective with it too.
You don't look at
Jared Hurd.
But Jared Hurd's a big boy. But looking at Fundora, I was going to ask, you don't think that he's just one of those skinny dudes?
But look at where he come from, though. Did you see him when he first started boxing?
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see what he. I always everything I seen. Like the oldest interview I seen with him was when he's shining with his sister, which he looks just like.
He got an ectomorph type of frame. But if you look at him when he started boxing, he got into boxing as a big boy. He got into boxing to lose weight. He was damn near 300 pounds. So he has an inner big boy.
Like
this is not like a normal type of guy, man. This is not somebody that started at fucking 140 and he went up to 168. This is somebody this is his lowest weight class right here. And he's gonna go up from here. Caleb Plant ain't going up too far. Can y'all see Caleb Plant at cruiserweight? Because I can see Benavidez at cruiserweight.
To be honest, I just see Caleb Plant right there where he's at. I don't see him getting much bigger than that. Not working out and losing weight and staying. No, I don't see that. I don't see how he could work out and get big unless he packs on some muscle. And I think packing on muscle would hurt him.
I can see him potentially at 75. Andre Durrell's at 75. You know what I'm saying? Not that he's gonna, take over the division or anything, but he's over there, up there, got a respectable win recently. I mean, but just because a guy competes in a weight class don't mean that's where he should be. I think Plant is right where he should be, myself as well.
I believe Plant can go up to as high as 175, and that'd be his limit. But as far as Fundora goes, I knew the moment I saw him the first time when I went when he fought in Minneapolis at the Armory when he was fighting Clark. I was like, how in the world this guy making 154? I couldn't believe it. This guy's only a half an inch taller than me, and he weighs 154 pounds. It's mind blowing to me. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I can feel you on that. It's an amazing feat. I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick because I don't want to miss anybody. Where were we? Oh, well, D-Lo already spoke on this situation with Plant needs to step to him like he did against Uzcategui. And then Big Brother stepped in the house. Big E in the house, aka Manny Draper, my favorite producer of all.
Oh, gee, what's up, man?
And he did say salute to everybody on the chat. And the person you not recognizing is Judge Joe Brown. His picture not up. That's why, bro. Todd Burlett said Usyk laid some big shots on AJ in the first fight and put doubt in his head too. Trey X, he definitely took the line out of AJ. He's agreeing with what you said. Right.
Step to the line.
Who did we lose?
I actually got that shit too. I told this story before, but it's a tribe in Africa. I think it's the Maasai tribe, but they actually take food from lions. They track lions, and when the lion make a kill, they go up to the lions in a group, and they make themselves big by raising their arms and all kind of shit. The lions be looking at these dudes like, man, who the fuck is that coming this way? Because when you see a lion, you're supposed to run. You're not supposed to walk towards it. So the lion is like, what the fuck is going on? And they end up running from the men. The men, they'll walk up to the kill, they'll cut off the parts that they want, and then they walk right off with that shit. Took it from the damn lion because they treated the lion in a way that lions ain't used to being treated. It's the same thing off in boxing. You cannot get in the ring with a fucking lion and let him hunt you down. That makes him feel like a lion. You have to step to him and put that doubt in his mind.
I feel you on that. I've watched a few wildlife things where I've seen other animals. I ain't never seen the tribe, dude. I'm gonna have to look that up because that sounds amazing. That's gangster shit. Walk up and take the lion's food.
Yeah.
Sound like they ought to be called the honey badger tribe.
Man, that's the truth.
That's the lion mentality. They took it right to the lions. They took their mentality and took it right to them.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's a hell of a tribe. Moody Trayweather threw a curveball into the situation. He said, in a way, injury after hearing about drug tests. I don't know anything about that. I saw some writing on it, I think, but does anybody have any fact about that? Is in a way supposed to be injured? Anybody heard anything on that?
I saw an article on Boxing Scene that said he was, but Hyphy said it was some bullshit. So
no, they postponed. They're gonna postpone the fight to June. They didn't say what the injury is. They said undisclosed injury.
Wow. Well, Moody Trayweather threw that one in there. Maybe it's gonna turn into some kind of rumor mill thing. We'll see later down the line in these YouTube streets. You know how they do.
I look at it like this way, MZ. What's the difference between May and June?
Nothing.
There you go.
It just makes me wonder how significant is the injury that it only pushed it back 1 month.
It might be something small and minute. They probably just changed. It could be anything. I won't give it too much. I won't give it too much weight when it comes up to the fight, unless it comes out and they tell us what it is. And speaking on Calvin Johnson, just in mind, Calvin Johnson, 6'5", 240 pounds. Hell of a specimen as a wide receiver. Yeah, that's a tight end.
I think he ran like a 4.3 at that combine.
Man, that man was a one of one. There's only him and Randy Moss as far as height wise with that kind of speed. but he was more athletic to me than Randy Moss. I mean, the guy could jump out the gym, was fast, run all the routes. I mean, he was just a freak. He was a freak of nature.
He was strong too. He get out there press covers. They said that motherfucker was throwing up weights on the bench press. Throwing up shit. One of the strongest on the whole fucking team, and he a receiver. And we look at people today, like what's the name of the guy that played for the Seahawks? That strong motherfucker.
DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf.
He makes somebody like him look like a damn amateur. This dude is so damn strong. And DK Metcalf is a monster. Don't get it twisted. But Calvin Johnson was just another level.
Calvin Johnson can run every route on the route tree. DK Metcalf still got a long way to go to get there as far as running every route.
Man, they used to treat that man like he was a gunner on the punt team or something. I'm talking about they bracketing the man, and he's still getting off that shit and catching passes. And he coming across the middle and shit. So yeah, I gotta give him the edge over Randy Moss with that, because Randy Moss ain't trying to come across that middle like that. Calvin Johnson doing it all.
And Calvin Johnson didn't take plays off either, and he was more physical than Randy Moss.
I knew that point was going to come up. His physicality was a lot more than Randy Moss's, and he didn't take plays off. Randy Moss, you know, he stood up and told us that he would take plays off. And Big Bro said Megatron. That's all you had to say. Megatron.
He heard that name, nigga. Megatron.
Yeah. Shit, there ain't nothing light about that.
Nothing.
He every bit of that.
Nothing light about
I
that.
seen him in college. He went to Georgia Tech, right?
Yep, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I thought, man. Oh, go ahead.
And that's a school that's not even known for having, you know, that kind of level of receiver.
Oh, in the great word,
he opened the door, you know, because behind him came Baby. Man, I'm so tired I can't remember nobody's name. The guy, Baby, he died last year before last. Played for Denver. Y'all know Thomas, Baby Thomas.
Okay.
Y'all remember him?
I don't, because I didn't watch football.
Yeah. And then Darren Waller, that the Raiders just traded to the Giants, he came from Georgia Tech too. So all them guys kind of came behind him. He kind of set the bar. Yeah.
You're not needing a nap or anything like that. You still strong enough to roll with it, right, bro? hey, truth be told, that's why I got on the panel, because I was starting to nod off. Stay strong, my brother. Stay strong. Stay strong. Get your cup. Have somebody bring you some coffee or something.
D-Lo jumped his 3 on the pedigree scale ass on the panel with some 4.5s and 5 ass niggas.
Didn't you know?
Hey, hold on a second. What, Joseph Brown? What the highest you done finished on Champ Rock? I know where you're at right now, but what high you finished?
This is rookie season.
Hey man, who am I to argue with the Oracle Trey X? He the one said it. I didn't say it.
Well,
D-Lo, no. Hey, D-Lo, you taking shots at the wrong person.
No, I'll ask why would I ask somebody else about you when you on the panel with me? You know what I'm saying? But
that's because I'm not the one who put the scale out there.
But you are. Hey, it'll be hard for you to finish this season below my best finish, so I give it up. You know what I'm saying? Because my best finish is a 6. I can't see you dropping below that.
I actually got a Champ Ross pedigree still too. I think a 6 is a 3.5 on my scale.
So go ahead, Trey. Sorry about that.
A 5 is first place. Second and third is 4.5. Top 5 is 4. And top 10 is 3.5. So you're 3.5.
Here. Way to go, D-Lo.
So D-Lo, do you agree with the scale now?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it, man. I got a phone call. What did he say? I had got a phone call. What did he say?
I said the scale, if you're a 5, that means you won first. Second and third is a 4.5. Top 5 is a 4. And top 10 is 3.5. So since you went in 6, you were 3.5.
Yeah, that's about how I understood it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's about what I figured it was.
I got a question, man. I know everybody I know that what is it? The Lawrence Okolie versus David Light fight is on the Champ Ross, right?
Yeah,
But is that Lyndon Arthur versus Brian Suarez on there? Because I'm
yeah,
interested in that fight.
it's on there.
Yes, it's on there.
What y'all think
Lyndon
about that one?
Arthur, Brian Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on there. I'll leave that up to y'all because I want that conversation to y'all because I was gonna ask about Chris Colbert.
Like I said, we in the throes of competition. I don't know if niggas trying to give up their pick, but I like Lyndon Arthur. I respect him as a fighter. That's the guy that got to win over Anthony Yard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
shit, that's
With
a
the
good place
jab.
to start right there. Yeah, he went after. I think he outboxed Yard. The guy that he going against, shit, I'm trying to talk without saying too much. I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm leaning toward Arthur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe Arthur has the experience advantage. He's fought the better opposition, and he's got a decent enough jab to cause some issues for Suarez. But I don't think it's going to be an easy fight for him by any stretch. But I'm leaning towards him also.
My earpiece keep going out, but it sounds like y'all leaning toward who?
Sir Arthur.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, Sir Arthur. Okay, I understand what's going on here. I see what's happening. I because I don't want nobody to give up their picks or nothing. I don't want nobody to think like that. Who is that digging in the cereal box? Let's move on. Oh, that's my friend DeCane. He lives.
No, it wasn't me, sir.
He said, "No, not this time. That's somebody else." Chris Colbert, he moving up in this fight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know how I'm looking at Chris Colbert because that fight where he shelled up was the last time I seen him fight, and he hasn't fought in a while.
A year.
That's pretty. To be moving up in weight and being off a year, I don't know how I see him handling that. Somebody made a great point the other day. Said he's not, like the most powerful puncher in this weight class with a lot of pop, and then moving up to face somebody that's the guy that he's facing is a guy that is already solidly there, in Jose Valenzuela, right?
Yeah.
El Rayo is the name.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah, he 5'10" too. He's significantly taller than Colbert. But before y'all get y'all breakdown on that, I just want to say, with that Lyndon Arthur Suarez fight, I think they both kind of allergic to aggressive fighters, but I think Suarez has got the better tendency to be aggressive, so I won't be surprised if he pull off that win. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
Okay.
I saw Lyndon Arthur had the deep amateur background though, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get him out that pick. He only had 50-some amateur fights, but that was more than what the other guy had. So I got to lean toward Arthur.
Okay. So does anybody feel differently from what I'm saying? I'll
give
the dude that beat Colbert. That's the dude the Tank knocked out, right?
Yeah.
And if old boy that he fighting is as strong, hits as hard as that dude or harder, I don't know. We're gonna have to see if Colbert gonna still have heart and be still willing to take punches from somebody that hits that hard or not.
I'll say this about Colbert. I went back and watched that fight again, and everything went downhill for him from the end of the fourth round to the seventh, where eventually he got dropped. So he stopped listening to his corner. His corner told him, do not allow yourself to get back on the ropes. Stay off the ropes. Keep the fight in the center of the ring. Box this guy. Turn him, use lateral movement. He did not listen to his corner. For whatever reason, he decided that he wanted to fight in the phone booth and invite this guy, Garcia. He invited Garcia to come in. Colbert would give up real estate, back himself into the ropes, right? And then when the referee would come in and give him a space, he would still stay on the ropes like he had bravado, like he was doing good work on the inside when he was just literally just getting beat on, and Garcia was landing overhand rights over and over again. I mean, overhand. I mean, it was just ridiculous. He was standing there like a punching bag against the ropes, and eventually, when he was getting desperate, later on around the 7th round, and his corner was telling him he's losing the rounds. That's when he shot in and got countered with a straight left and shook up his world. And he was never the same. He never, right after he got hit with that left hand, jumping in, reaching in, trying to throw a body shot, that's when he lost his mentality to win. And his mentality as a fighter, he never responded how you want a fighter to respond when they're facing adversity. He totally checked out, decided that he was not going to try and win this fight. And for that for me, that's the biggest question about Colbert. It's mentality. Does he have the mentality of a fighter? If he goes through a similar adversity where he gets hit by a good shot, what is he going to do? I don't have those same kind of questions for El Rayo. Yes, El Rayo lost. He got knocked out. But even though he got knocked out, when he got hurt in that fight, he still responded like the way you want your fighter to respond. He went out there trying to win the fight, and in return, he got knocked out for doing it. That's the biggest difference to me between El Rayo and him at this present moment. I still believe El Rayo has the mentality of a fighter who's going to go in there and still try to win. And I don't know if Colbert has that mentality.
Let me add to that. I don't think I ever saw Colbert really solve the southpaw stance. I remember when he fought against Jezreel Corrales, and he fought a very simplistic style. Like, he tried to walk him down and stuff. He wasn't able to set up his own shots, and I remember criticizing him in that fight. So I couldn't just say I was 100% surprised when he lost to Garcia, because I don't think he solved that southpaw stance. And now we got another southpaw coming. One that's
another key.
One that's stronger. And we also got to think about this too. This is kind of outside the box, but the casinos are riding with Valenzuela. Colbert opened as a -130 favorite. Since then, I done seen the shit go up to like -145 and -150. That let me know that the money is coming in on Colbert. So that means that the casino, they got Valenzuela. And they got Valenzuela at about even money, maybe plus 105 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a robbery or a close decision, I would not be surprised if we go to Valenzuela. Because like I said, that's who the casino is riding with. Because as a contrarian, the public is betting on Colbert. They betting on the man that's coming off a year layoff. And from my experience in betting on fights and shit like that, that'd be a loser a lot of the time. You taking a man coming off a layoff, you taking a guy that the public is riding with against the casino, don't be surprised if Colbert loses.
And this is a telling fight for both guys. Whoever wins this fight, they're literally going to be back on track to be back in contention. What is El Rayo, 25, 23?
Yeah, he's young guy, about 25.
And Colbert's 26, 27. So this could really set one guy back and really take the other guy right back to, moving up to the ladder. So this is a very important fight for both guys. This is actually one of the fights that I'm interested in seeing. There's a couple other fights, but this is definitely one of those fights I'm interested to see who comes out on the other side of this matchup.
Only thing I'm looking at for Colbert pretty much is what you're saying, Joseph Brown. I need him to show me his mindset, that he still got it in him and that hard. Yeah, I listened to you. You mentioned that you watched the fight again. I have not watched the fight again, but since you brought it up, I will go and watch it again. I'm gonna put the slow motion thing on it. But I just want to know if Colbert is gonna come out there. If this dude hits him hard, is he gonna shell up or is he gonna give back as good as old boy try to give? That's the telltale to me, because it seemed to me that when Garcia landed on him pretty good, once those punches started connecting and Colbert realized I feel like he realized this shit hurt, and he was trying to get himself enough space to maybe try to figure out what he needed to do, and the pressure just kept him from being it kept him from thinking. I think the pressure messed with his thinking. That's why he wasn't following the game plan and listening to his corner, because he was in panic mode. Might not look like it, but I think is it what you call it, Trey X, when you say the way David Benavidez put they be in panic mode, emergency mode. I think that's what happened to Chris Colbert against Garcia, and I'm thinking that we might see that happen to him again in this fight. I'm not sold on him. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on him yet. I have to see him fight this fight to know. And being off a year, you know, these are the things that I've learned since dealing with you guys. Like Trey X said, a dude to come in off of the layoff, it's hard for you to vision him getting a win. I think since I've been in the game and messing with Trey and going to the betting thing, I have noticed that pretty much every dude that came off of the layoff got his ass whooped. It's been a couple anomalies where that didn't happen, but for the most part, the dude that been sitting down for a minute got beat up.
And look, we got a big one this weekend. Willie Monroe. Don't y'all know that man they fought since 2019?
Bruh.
Bruh. What the
I was looking at that too, Trey. I was like, really? 3 years off?
Shit, damn, man. I'm sitting up here like, man, I'm thinking 2 years. I said, I'll be now. This man ain't fought since 2019, and I'm supposed to pick that. I said, man, I don't know what Alexander gonna do to beat him, but I gotta take him. I can't take a man that ain't fought since 2019. Imagine how dumb I would feel if that man go out there and lose. And then it ain't like Von Alexander don't have some good wins. Like I talked about Luis Arias. Y'all remember Money Powell the fourth?
Yeah, I was at that fight.
We ain't seen him since.
Yeah.
His daddy used to come promote him and all kind of shit. We ain't heard from Money Powell the third since they fought Von Alexander. Ain't heard from him since. So obviously Alexander got some kind of fighting skill. I mean, he will get in there and survive and shit. Like his last fight against Billy, he kind of survived that fight. But he got some wins on his resume too. I won't be surprised if you go out there and beat Willie Monroe coming in off a fucking 3.5, 4 year layoff.
I mean, they similar in age, but one guy's been way more active. I mean, Von Alexander fought twice last year, so he's been as active as you can, and he's 37 years old, and Willie Monroe's 36. But hell, you can't get me to even fathom picking a Monroe with that type of layoff.
And plus, Monroe got the type of style that's built on being sharp. If you ain't fought in 4 years, how you gonna come in sharp? That's one thing I feel like we can say for sure. This man would not come in sharp in this fight.
Truth be told, Monroe is one of the guys that beat Harrison, right?
No,
that's not the Willie.
That's the one that got knocked out by Triple G. He was like 124-18 amateur. He lost. He beat Brandon Adams in that tournament that was on ESPN Plus on Friday Night Fights. That's what put him on the map. And Brandon Adams is a pretty tough fighter. He's a pretty good fighter. But Willie Monroe is just like a good outside boxer. He don't have a lot of power. He's a southpaw. Got some pretty decent speed, but he ain't really nothing special. He's a good fighter, but I think he's a 3 on my scale. Oh, hold on. No, he's not. He's not a 3. He's a 2.5 on my scale. Oh, let me make sure. 3. Yeah, he's a 2.5. No, he actually a 2. I'm bad. He won his state's Golden Gloves, if I'm not mistaken. That's as high as he went. He wasn't doing like a lot in the nationals and all that kind of shit.
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say you ain't fought in 3 years, and then you coming back against somebody who has been fighting. I ain't the sharpest spoon in the drawer, but I wouldn't go that route. I'm gonna just be honest.
Sometimes when I make picks, I think to myself, what pick can I make that's gonna make me feel stupid? And usually them the bets that or the picks afterwards, I'll be like, how the fuck I picked this dude? Like, think about Jerry Hurd. He just came off a layoff and fought Resendez and had all of us looking crazy. Well, not all of us, but most of us looking crazy. Because we took a man coming off a layoff since 2021, and then we all looking surprised when Resendez put the bees on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to stop doing that, man. If the folks is coming off layoffs, we need to leave that alone. Like maybe a year might not be enough, because I have seen fighters come off a year layoff and win. Like, think about Uzcategui last fight. He fought an Eastern European and came off a year layoff, and he still won the fight. But once you start getting into 15 months, 18 months, 2-3 years, that's different.
Huh. Did I say Eric R in the house? He said salute family. Then he put LOL MZ the lion tamer out here flexing. Nah, I ain't flexing shit. You see, I had to change my name to Yasser 4 Toss Boxing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah, I changed my name just to keep it real. Since he kicked me and D-Lo's ass.
Yeah,
I feel like my ass whooping wasn't as bad as D-Lo's, but I still took one.
you only lost by 5 points. But the thing is, you lost to a man that calls himself a casual. You're not supposed to lose to nobody like Yasser.
Well, you know, what's the word? You know, any given Sunday?
Oh, sure, being given Saturday on there.
Yeah, you know, it can happen. Eric R say, no, OG, Willie Monroe is the guy who let Billy Joe's son punk him at the weigh-in and kick him. What?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Billy Joe Saunders?
Yeah.
His son fight?
No, his son, a little kid, he was at the
Oh.
press conference and he kicked him.
Wow. That's fucked up. Big bro say, what was he
Hold
with
on, I
you
got a
like?
question for Joseph Brown.
Joseph Brown, what the hell were you thinking when you picked against Solomon Dakers and you picked that scrub motherfucker that got knocked out in 2 rounds? What was going on?
You moving, I could barely hear your audio.
Mic check, can y'all hear me?
You
Yeah.
sound like you stepped away.
Oh shit, this the new motherfucking man. If I keep on struggling with this shit, I'm getting the fuck off YouTube. I promise to God, nigga. I am not about to be sitting up here going through this bullshit forever. Can y'all hear me, man?
Yeah, I can
Yeah, I hear you.
I even heard you say forever.
I'm asking Joseph. Somebody got background noise too now.
That's probably me.
Yeah, some loud shit going on. But I'm asking Joseph Brown, what the hell were you thinking when you picked against Solomon Dakers last week?
I made an error. I made an error, Trey X. I made a mistake and listened to the interview and got swayed by it. That motherfucker sounded real good, man. I'll never do that shit again.
I said, what the hell is Joseph Brown doing? I'm like, man, this dude is like an Olympian or some shit. What is he picking against him for with this scrub ass dude? He got stopped in 2 rounds by a man that got 1 knockout. I picked the knockout too. Everybody else picked the decision. I picked the knockout because I knew that dude ain't have nothing.
Yeah, I listened to the interview, man, and it got me. That's why I made that pick. That pick actually cost me first place.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the pick that cost him first place.
In the words of a great philosopher, you don't make that pick. You do not listen to the boxer, man.
Now, hold on. You ain't got no room to talk. What the hell made you pick Brandon Glanton? Now, hold on. What made you pick Brandon Glanton over Askarov?
I think I might have just erased the wrong name.
Nah, you picked Brandon Glanton and got it wrong. You picked a man that's a 3 on the pedigree scale over somebody that's a 4 and above. And I'm this another example of OG not using the pedigree scale.
It was something that I saw about that dude to make me make that pick. It was something. I can't tell you what it was right now because I
don't saw wrong. He had over 250 amateur fights, and he was fighting in international competition. Joseph Brown picked him. I picked him. Yasser picked him. Everybody that know about the damn pedigree scale picked this man except for you.
Is that the week that I told you?
No, that was last week. This is the week that you just had where you won and did well. But that was
the pick that had
me scratching my head. Hell yeah. I'm like, what made him pick Brandon Glanton? The man is a 3. He was a quarterfinalist.
Something must have pulled my attention making that pick.
Matter of fact, Brandon Glanton ain't even a 3. He a 2.5. So you took a 2.5 over a 4 or 4.5. And that just had me scratching my head like, why? I ain't gonna teach y'all no more.
Was y'all talking
No, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't listening to no. That was the last time I ain't listened to no interviews. I refuse to do it. I ain't doing it no more.
Oh yeah, I told you, Alex Martin talked me into a hell. listening to that shit. I ain't listening to no more interviews either.
Look at Big Bro. Big Bro said, what was he looking like before the break?
What you talking about?
I don't know.
Maybe
And then he
talking
put
about Willie Monroe or something.
Before, yeah. He wanted, like,
He's a pretty decent boxer, not nothing special, but a decent boxer though. Box on the outside, southpaw guy, got some pretty good speed and got no power. Don't change levels a lot. Kind of basic at times. He can get caught up in corners. That's how he got knocked out by Triple G. Triple G got him in the corner. He didn't know what to do. I mean, he a good fighter, but not he's like a B- level fighter, in my opinion.
You can honestly say the man was retired. If you sitting out of the sport for more than 2 years, you're retired to me.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because if you sit out more than a year, they take all your stars off of BoxRec. Like when you look at him and you see, well, this nigga got 3 stars, he got 4 stars. If you inactive, they take them stars away. If you look up Willie Monroe right now, he ain't got no stars because he ain't been fighting, and that's what we supposed to pick.
I learned my lesson. Hey, I'm gonna just go and keep it real. Look, I made a mistake. I'm still looking. I'm looking. Who was the guy you said again? And I picked wrong.
Sazlan Asbarov. He's from Dagestan. He fought against Brandon Glanton in Dubai this past weekend. And I looked at your picks when I turned them in.
I'm thinking.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, Trax, he picked against the Cobra. They call that man the Cobra.
Yeah.
Look here.
He kind of survived the fight, don't get me wrong, but shit, he went out there and won majority decision. I got the bonus on that shit. That's how I got first.
It was something about looking at, you know, when you look at him, how I look at him, I think I got sold on I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to stop looking at him and just go with the analytics.
You got sold on what?
Watching, you know how I told you I watch a fight, then I watched the other fight, and the dude looked like he was doing better than the dude that I picked.
Let me tell you something, man. You got a few people that's special. I say that they got coup de wheel, the strike of the eye. Napoleon is one of them people. Joseph Brown is one of them people. That's not easy, bro. It's a lot easier to pick winners based off my damn scale. That's the reason I came up with it. Do y'all know how many fighters that I see making predictions like James Toney and Sugar Ray Leonard? Them niggas be wrong all the time.
Wrong.
They be wrong all the time. It's not easy to use the eye test and pick winners. Some people can. DeCane is one of them guys. DeCane real good at that shit. I'm not one of them guys. I talk myself out of winners more than I talk myself into winners. Like 2 weeks ago, we had a fight with this guy, Isaac Hartman. He fought this guy. Damn, I can't think of his fucking name, man. That was one of my best picks, though. I got a good payout on that shit. And I didn't tell nobody else about it because I looked at the damn shit and I thought I was wrong. I looked at the shit and talked myself out of a winner for everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So use that scale. That's the reason that I came up with it. If this man is a 4, this man is a 3, you're going to be right if you pick the 4 more times than not. Like, don't even make it complicated. I mean, that's if you want to get your picks right. If you want to get your ass kicked all over the place, you'll do what you do. But if you want to get your picks right, yeah, listen to me, man.
Man, I was going to answer, but then it hit me. Exactly. You want to get your ass kicked all over the place to go.
Hey, that's some shit your uncle tell you. Hey, motherfucker, go out there, you do it. I done told you already, motherfucker. Go ahead and do it, shit. You go ahead and do it. Just know, motherfucker, there's some shit gonna come behind that.
Hey. Look at it like this, Trey. I am learning. You see, I am studious with you. But every once in a while, I want to step out on the ledge and just see if I have reached that realm yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it on a lot. You know what I'm saying? But every once in a while, I'll be like, let me see if I can get this right. And I do find myself looking at the fighters and end up, I guess, liking a style of the way they was moving in a certain fight, not really giving a lot of weight to the person that they fighting. So I'm gonna have to start. I'm getting there. But you know, in order to bake some cakes, you got to crack some eggs. And I like the fact that, you know, stepping out every once in a while, even though I might get a tongue lashing for it every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? I still got to do it. You know, it kind of remind me of Pacquiao and
Mayweather?
No, not Mayweather. When I said when everybody thought his arm was hurt, and I was like, nah, that dude ain't hurt. He gonna win.
Ugas.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things, but I'm working on it.
And you know what? That right there was one of the picks. Pacquiao ain't shit on the scale. Pacquiao only got a few amateur fights if he has any. Ugas is a goddamn 4.5 or 5 on the scale. So you made a pedigree scale pick in that fight. I didn't have the scale back then to make that pick, but you basically took a fucking 4.5 or 5 over a 0 or a 0.5 in Pacquiao, and you went out there and won. So all I'm saying is do the same thing moving forward on just about everything. I mean, like sometimes you step out on the limb. That's what I'm doing with Benavidez. Benavidez is lower on the scale than Plant, but I'm gonna still take him anyway. But overall, for the most part, don't buck that scale, bro. Your ass will be wrong. The picks that we've been making money off of, that's where they come from, bro. They come from the scale. Just like that 19-year-old Elijah Garcia that went out there and beat Emil Carbadell.
Oh yeah. That boy Eric R say, don't y'all ever send Trey X into talk a nigga off the ledge.
Oh, I can't talk a nigga off the ledge. Shit.
He said you gonna make that nigga jump. Well, go ahead, then. You don't want to listen to me. I told you to get out. You want to still stand up there and talk to me. I hope a big breeze of wind come through and just blow your ass over.
I done told you got a good life to live, but hell, if you want to splat on the goddamn ground, go and do it.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, you want to be a big ass fucking stain on the fucking ground? Go right ahead, nigga.
That boy coming with the tough love. He just said, fuck it, goddamn, we family. I done told you. Did not tell you yesterday not to do that today. And what did you do? You turned your ass around today. Now look at you, got shit all over yourself. Just standing there stanking. You could have had 5 more points if you had just paid attention to the scale.
That's what I would tell Joseph Brown.
That 5 points got him in second right now. He could be tied for first, looking good right now. At the very least. Well, he's still looking good, but I'm just saying he could be right up there at first right now. He made one mistake.
That one mistake will get you.
I give him props though, man, because when I threw that motherfucker that alley-oop, Joseph Brown caught that bitch and hammed that hoe. You know what I'm saying? When I called out Jesse Aguilar, I said, look at this motherfucker here. Joseph Brown the killer, boy. That shit made me like him 1,000 times more when he did that shit. I'm a competitor, man. If I see a kindred spirit, somebody that's coming to kill something and destroy something, that make me respect you. Square business. He put my boy Darren Bailey in that blender. I said, God damn, that nigga there making some good picks. Because he sent me the picks to turn in, and I looked at him. I said, oh, yeah, this nigga gonna be hard to beat this week. But I'm looking at this shit. I said, oh, Darren Bailey, I hope you got your shit together. And he didn't. That motherfucker, Joseph Brown was in first on that motherfucker.
Yeah, God say JB had a rim rattler. He went through that mug so hard.
Yeah, motherfucking damn that bitch.
Man, that used to be
handling this business. All I'm saying that you gonna have to come see the wizard.
Who's the wizard?
Yours truly.
You heard him.
I thought he was Texas Walk 'em Down.
Shit, he all that.
Let me write that down.
Hey, look. If Trey walk his ass all the way, walk us all the way down to number 1, nigga, then he more than Texas Walker. We gonna have to come up with a new title for his ass.
Saying, man, y'all motherfuckers better stay on top because I'm coming. I'm pulling for you. Don't get me wrong. I want you to win, but if you don't win, I want to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I guess my problem is I'm looking at too many people on there like family. Let me just put on kill mode and say everybody must get it.
No, I'm pulling for everybody. I want everybody to do well all day.
Then you got me against Mike Henney. Come on, man. I should have hit. Me and Mike Henney should have challenged, went against each other. Maybe next week.
Y'all don't want us to start doing teams or something, nigga. We break them down to teams, y'all ass are really in trouble. But I'm going to go ahead and put you up with OG. Y'all about on the same level, something like that. I got you as the favorite.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, and I spoke on it earlier. I was like, man, I'm the favorite. Well, look at here.
Yeah,
Don't
you
really
got
mean
60%.
much.
You got 60% of your picks last week. You made a major jump. OG ain't never finished that high. You know what I'm saying? And you've been doing it a little bit longer. Like you got a whole season under you. So I think you got the advantage over him.
Yeah, damn. I'm thinking because you know I listened to the pedigree scale and I'm like, shit, I ain't nowhere near that, bro.
Yeah, you got like a 1 or a 2 on the scale right now. You're gonna have to make up some ground.
Let's go and be real. I'm so far down in the amateur still that I shouldn't even be on the pedigree scale. Give me something to look forward to. Now I see where the pedigree scale stopped. I got something to aim at instead of one of my brothers. I could just aim at this prize here.
I want that belt, man. They giving out a championship belt this season, man. I want that belt. I at least wanted to come back to the block. If I can't get it, I wanted to come back to the block.
I feel that.
I want everybody to know that this community is not to be fucked with. Regardless of what you feel, whoever you like, whoever you call your sensei, or any of that shit. They ain't fucking with us. Period. I don't give a fuck who you go get. You can go get anybody. Go get Lawrence Williams. Go get any of them niggas. And we got something for them.
I feel you.
All day.
Hey, all day. That boy Gil Colson popped up and say, that's Mike Fifth of Hennigan to you, OG. Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was all like that.
Yeah, that's what he called it. He said that's who he got too. Shit, he taking them out.
Oh, really? So that's what I needed right there. That inspiration. Every time Gil Cole pull my chain, betting or whatever, it just do something to me.
Gil Cole got his rubber match this week though. Him and Rod X. The first week Rod X went out there and beat him by like 8 points. It was like 80-72. And then Gil Cole came back and put him in the blender in the rematch and beat him 90-72. And then they got the rubber match this weekend. I think I got my money on Gil Cole. I think he'll go out there and take care of Rod X. Because Gil Cole is a lot. I think he's tougher than Rod X. Like he be buying into that shit. Like he be posting that shit like he Mike Tyson coming all out his motherfucking towels and he can come get on the nigga ass. He be buying into that shit. Rod X, he kind of, I ain't gonna say he cur or coward, but he kind of shrink a little bit, I noticed. Gil Cole's get big and Rod X kind of shrinks. So I think that Gil Cole's gonna go take care of Rod X.
I feel you. Eric God said if Treg's sporting a gold medal and a silver medal, he allowed to have as many names as Apollo Creed. He had a hood all-star.
I'm a man of many names. And we got Eric R going against Napoleon this week. That's a hard matchup. Right?
I was just going to say, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Napoleon is one of them coup de wheel type guys. He got the strike of the eye. He ain't an easy person to beat.
That boy said, I'm putting my undefeated streak on the line this week.
Who undefeated?
That's what Eric R saying.
Oh, he is undefeated. Who is this one person that he beat, OG?
Let me check my records real quick. Let me go through the list. Cause I hear it was oh shit. Somebody named did some dude that had a channel, but Yasser took it over.
Yeah.
That's all I know. He beat me in the very first. Let me go ahead and put that out there. He beat me in the very first ever betting line in Champ Ross. You know, it's my badge of honor. I take that loss with some pride. But y'all see, I came back.
We got a few tricky fights this week though. Like Lawrence Okoli coming off a layoff too, y'all. And he's going against a Commonwealth named silver medalist. That might not be as easy as what people think it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But the fight that I'm looking forward to the most is Joey Spencer versus Jesus Ramos.
Trey, I was just about to bring that fight up. That's one of them fights, man. I'm really looking forward to also.
What's your mean?
Oh man. Whew. Jose Ramos, I'm leaning towards him.
Yeah, please pick him.
I'm leaning towards him.
That's what I need to walk you down.
Don't tell him.
Huh?
Oh, I know Joey Spencer's a 9-time national amateur champion. I know his pedigree. Don't get me wrong. I know his pedigree. He's an explosive guy. He's not a volume puncher. He tries to hit you with precise shots. He darts in and out. I just like Jose Ramos. He's calm in the storm. He comes forward. He gets rough and tumble with you. He'll bring the fight to him, and he's going to bring that pressure and that volume. And we're going to see how Joey Spencer responds to that, because that's a different element that he's going to have to face. And he had his first step up fight, his last fight. This is another step up fight. Quality opponent.
It is a quality opponent. I think you're missing something though. I hate to even. Should I even say anything to this nigga?
No, man, he's supposed to trust the pedigree scale, man.
Jesus
He's
Ramos
going to get his ass kicked all over the field, Eddie.
Jesus Ramos done fought as low as 138 pounds.
Now he gonna go fight somebody that ain't never fought below 154, and they got a deeper amateur background.
Jesus Ramos about to get his ass kicked. That's what's about to happen. Hey, we bet money on that this weekend too. Hey, warm him up, Joey. I'm about to warm him up, Joey. That's what I was born to do. That's what it's about to be. Hey, go get that money for me, Joey. They got him at
Joey Spencer.
They got him at plus 225, and then
Joey Spencer.
They bet it down to plus 175. That's what OG now got, but I got it on. I got it at plus 225 on Bet US. Joey about to go get that money for it, man. All day. Please don't change your mind, Joseph Brown. Please.
I didn't say I was picking him. I said I was leaning.
Oh man, that sounded like you.
No, I said I was leading.
Man,
you know, Joey Spencer has the athleticism advantage. He has the speed advantages. He's explosive. He has the amateur pedigree. I know all this about him. I'm just curious because I know that Jesus Ramos is going to bring the fight to him. He's going to try to bring the volume. He fights good on the inside. I want to see how Spencer handles that. This is a very good, interesting, intriguing fight. Two young fighters. Whoever wins this fight, they're gonna shoot up and be right there as being taken real serious in that division. So it's a fight I'm looking forward to.
Let me just add to Trey X point that your boy Ramos, he only 22. So you gotta take that into account too, because sometimes people just be fighting at them lower classes because they ain't done growing yet.
Okay, so what you saying? You think he a bigger guy than what he seems to be?
Yeah, I mean he been fighting at 154 for a little while.
Not really, because he fought Luke Santamaria at 147, and that wasn't that long ago. That was the revenge fight that he got for his uncle.
So he's been fighting at 154 for about 2 years, almost 2 years. So that's since he been about 20, 21. So you know, he might have finished growing. You never know. That same thing happened to Virgil Ortiz. He said he outgrew 140. So you never know. He might have just finished growing.
Joseph Brown, hey, go ahead and lock in on Jesus Ramos. Go ahead and lock in on it.
Hey. I'm
just intrigued. I'm just intrigued with the matchup. I want to see how he handles. I want to see how he handles the style. That's all.
You intrigued enough to pick him on Champ Ross?
Yeah, just pick him. That's all I'm saying. Just pick him, man. That's all I need you to do. I want to get first again. Go ahead and pick him.
And I'm going to get in the 40s.
No, that's going backwards. You was just in the 30s. You was number 24. You was top 30.
I'm talking about overall.
Oh, okay. I got you. Because you are number 54, talk boxing.
Whoo! Yeah, D-Lo came back at me with that one. But it's all good. Let me see. Oh, Hyphy in the house. He said Sergio Martinez KO round 1. Martinez. Is that a fight just happening?
Yeah, he fight, I think Friday or something like that. But he a pretty big favorite, though. So I won't be surprised.
Let me go with my list real quick. See, you say that's Friday?
I think so.
No, that's not Friday. It's only 2 fights Friday. That's not one of them.
Well, that
We're not picking it on Channel Ross.
Oh, well,
It's just a fight that's taking place this week. We got 6 fight cards between
Yep.
Thursday and Saturday.
22 fights.
that's
That's
just
on the Channel Ross. Yeah, we got way more fights than that. All the fight, because I'm over here breaking them down trying to find bets.
Okay.
Yeah, I got like 50 fights I'm looking at.
Shoot. I'm still sitting here. I'm going through the Champ Ross list right now, right here on the Discord.
There's another prospect. There's another prospect I'm looking at, Trey.
I know you're talking
I'm
about.
on Restless.
No, Raymond
Oh,
Matarala. Yeah, yeah. He's out of the Garcia camp, man. They keep producing good ass fucking fighters from over there. This guy is really sharp, man. I don't rate the guy he's fighting, but I just want to see him fight. I love to see him fight. This guy is really skilled. He's gonna be a problem at 135.
He need to go to the body. His last fight, he didn't go to the body enough. That's why it went the distance. If he would have went to the body, he could have got that guy up out of there. But I do think he's an interesting prospect. He got some wins over Ryan Garcia and the amateurs and shit like that. The opponent that he fighting this time is actually pretty tough. Shit, I don't want to talk too goddamn much. But yeah, he's a pretty tough guy though, man. If you go look at his shit, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like he done been in the ring with some guys. He ain't won, but he be surviving. So I think it's 50-50 that Muratalla can either stop him or this guy can actually survive and go the distance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Curry go smelling hype yet. He showed up late today. I know he got some things that he got to say about his boy. I don't even know which way to go with that. Haney, or Shakur.
Kane, don't let the goddamn DAZN go, bro.
Yeah.
Letting it go. Hell, I've been enjoying the shit out that DAZN.
Yeah, you can't. They're so far, man. I mean that card with Katie Taylor.
That's the problem. My shit expired right before that fight come on, so like I can't let it go.
Bro, that's gonna be the best, one of the best fight cards of the year. They got 3 legitimate championship fights that are legit 50-50 fights. Pound for pound fighters on there. I mean, you can't go wrong. So I don't know if you want to give up that subscription just yet, man.
I don't know nothing about the Shanika Johnson chick and who she fighting, but the other fights definitely intrigued me though. I got to do my research on Shanika Johnson.
Yeah, Shanika Johnson, I think she out of Australia, man. She a nice fighter. She just outclassed Susie Q Ramadan, who was a vet. She made her look like a vet too. But she about to fight Ellie Scottney. She one of them amateur
I know
kids
she
that's
is.
coming out of Matchroom and shit. Supposed to be highly touted. So this is gonna be a real good fight, man.
Yeah, I know who she is. We bet on her a few times. Okay. Is she a southpaw? I might got it mixed up with somebody else.
I don't think so.
She's not the southpaw with the check hook?
I don't think so. Let me check though.
I might be tripping, man. I know it was this one fighter. She had a deep amateur background. She come from the UK and she had a hell of a check hook. Hyphy was talking about a check hook, as a matter of fact, not that long ago. I think I'm talking about somebody different, man. I done got mixed up. But I have seen the name before, Eli Scott. We done picked it on Channel Ross, and I definitely done seen it with the betting odds several times.
Yeah, she an orthodox fighter.
Okay, I got the wrong chick then. Hey, Hyphy, what's the name of that chick with the check hook? Oh, Sky Nicholson or some shit like that.
Yeah, he said you thinking of Sky. He also Sergio won via a KO round 1, the main event coming up next. Oh, okay, he watching a fight.
God damn, they fought this early in the week. So this week has 7 fight cards, man. God damn.
It's a good week for boxing.
Yeah, it's like a boxing holiday.
And what the funny thing is, making a point that Hyphy and Joseph Brown always say, I haven't heard one channel on YouTube talk about any of those fights except the Benavidez and Chris Colbert, maybe.
Bro, they're only talking about Benavidez, and when they're talking about Benavidez Plant, they're focusing on the pay-per-view numbers or the ticket sales and not the actual fight. So, you just can't pay attention to most of these YouTube channels to give you quality boxing content at this point. It's all like, how do you call it, tabloid boxing news to me.
Mm.
Oh, that's what it's all is, man. All about them headlines.
Yeah, because there's so many fights going on, it make your head spin. And my lack of knowledge of it, Trey, you telling me getting in Champ Ross just opened up more doors to more fights. And now I'm sitting here listening. Y'all got even more fights that spread out in front of y'all opposed to the few that I got from Champ Ross.
Yeah, just think about it. Just think about it.
It's a fight
we got
going on every day.
We got 22 fights just on Champ Ross this week, right?
Right.
But then you got a whole bunch of other fights that's not even listed on the fights in which we're covering, right?
Right.
And there's no possible way you could sit here and say, hey, there ain't no fights going on. But you'll still have people out there who will still, act like there's no good fights out there. We just named a bunch of fights that we all interested in seeing on this channel right now. Just this week.
Thursday.
Yeah. And it's only going to get better because boxing is about to pick up from this week going into May.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. We got Christian and Billy versus Carlos Gagor on Thursday, and that might be the 5th interesting fight this weekend. That's how stacked this shit is. A fight like that, you can find 4 other fights that's more interesting. Like we could say Joey Spencer more interesting against Jesus Ramos. We could say Colbert versus Rayo might be more interesting. You know what I'm saying? To see how Colbert gonna bounce back. Lawrence Okoli versus David Light. That's interesting. I ain't even got the Benavidez versus Plant. Like we got a lot of quality fights.
And we still ain't talked about, the return of some fighters. Jose Cepeda, Jose Ramirez versus Richard Coleman. Those are good fights right there too. Richard Coleman, Jose Cepeda. Jose Cepeda's fighting. He's coming back from a loss against Regis Prograis. I mean, this is a good boxing week for a boxing fan.
I've been telling everybody all this time, man, y'all just hold off because we got a boxing holiday coming.
Right.
Shit, here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Eric, I'll say the fact that we got Champ Ross picks every week shows you that boxing ain't dead.
Oh, dang.
Man, I saw somebody else.
Cody Crowley versus Abel Ramos. That's going to be a good one, too. The Crowley kid, he's southpaw. He come from Canada, I think. But he's strong as a motherfucker, though, even though he ain't got a bunch of knockouts. He going against Abel Ramos. That's the uncle of Jesus Ramos. That's going to be an excellent fight, too.
That's on the list. Oh, yeah.
We also got a prospect, too, Orestes Velasquez. Going against Marcelino Lopez. We got a guy. Yeah, that's gonna be on Showtime on the YouTube channel. That's gonna be a good one too.
That boy is physically strong, man. I felt like he was manhandling the last guy he fought. Was just.
My bad, I ain't mean to interrupt, but it just came to my mind that after we did the live stream yesterday, it came to my mind who Elvis Rodriguez is. Because we picked that shit on the channel Ross, and I was going back and forth because Adorno actually has a deeper amateur background than Elvis Rodriguez. But at the last minute, I changed my pick from Adorno to Rodriguez, and I picked him by decision. And I actually watched that fight. I ended up picking Elvis Rodriguez because he was the more athletic type of fighter. Adorno kind of compacted his style a little bit. And I thought that Rodriguez had a more free type of style. And he also that guy that lost to that dude that was on the documentary on Showtime.
He got a deep amateur background, but he got a few losses on his belt. Though. I can't think of the dude's name, man. But I know who Elvis Rodriguez is.
So what you saying? You. Hold on. Every time
Hey,
I
Hyphy, what's the name of that dude that beat Elvis Rodriguez? I know you like him.
Hyphy says every time I mention a unification bout happening this week, people are clueless of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Is the name.
Yeah, they don't know that you're talking about Miss Estrada versus Tiny Tina from Germany. They don't know anything about that. It's a WBA versus a WBC champion. That's a unification fight. So, they don't know. They don't know what they don't know.
How can you? So, well,
I can't say I just know a lot, though. I ain't gonna even lie. But I did at least see that the woman was like a 4 or maybe 6 national champion in Germany. But I can't see her going out there beating no super bad, though, man. I got a lot of respect for Seniesa Estrada. I think she's one of the best women fighters in the world. That's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? But I saw that she like a 14-1 favorite. So this might not be the time to get too fancy. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm just gonna take Estrada.
Yeah, Estrada just has too much variety in her game. I mean, the output to go along with she puts everything together. She's got athleticism. She's got head movement. Don't get me wrong. Tina has some nice athleticism. She can move around the ring. She likes to fight in the mid range. She makes herself a small target. She's not easy to hit with a clean shot. And she tries to throw punches in between yours, which shows her toughness. But at the same time, I just don't think her output is going to be enough.
Oh, Hyphy answered your question, Trey. He said that fighter's name is Kenneth Sims.
Yeah, I just said it because I looked up it on BoxRec. Kenneth Sims Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, Elvis Rodriguez actually helped me get second place last season because he got a majority decision over Adorno. Me and Marlon, we led the league in the fucking decision bonuses. So yeah, I couldn't think of him at first, but when I really thought about it, like, oh, yeah, I know that motherfucker is. I actually watched the fight.
You was drawing a blank for a hot second.
Yeah, I was drawing a blank, man. I could not think who they was talking about to save my life because they kept on saying that it wasn't nothing special about him and stuff like that. But when I watched him, I did see some special shit about him. I thought he was a very athletic fighter. I thought he was kind of explosive. I thought that he used his size pretty good. He fought on the outside. He fought on the inside. Like, I left the fight feeling good about the guy. So when they say, oh, he ain't nobody special, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, he's a quality fighter.
Okay. Sitting here learning.
I'm just not.
Joseph Adorno on accident. Joseph Adorno is a fight motherfucker, nigga. Don't get that shit twisted.
Yeah, he's slick. I got to see that fight up close and personal, and I was really surprised at the size difference between the two. Like, they look like they belong in different weight classes. Like, Adorno is every bit of, he could probably fight at 135. It's mind blowing how much bigger Elvis looked in the ring physically. And Adorno was slick. He was evading. He was moving around. He was slick. He was doing everything that you would want him to do. But, eventually Elvis was able to catch up with him and was able to hurt him. And that was the difference in the fight. But for me, I don't take nothing away from Adorno. He's a tough guy. He's going to come to fight every single time. And he's going to make it difficult for anybody who's in the ring with him. But I do compared to Elvis, he's a very small 140 pounder.
All day. But yeah, Adorno, he won us some money against that Argentinian. He fought this Argentinian. His last name was Roldan. And he was 56-1. And Adorno came off short notice. It was like 2-3 weeks or something like that.
and he went out there and beat that guy and won us some money. So yeah, salute to Adorno, man. Tough guy. Ain't never been stopped. He'd have been in there with good fighters. We just talked about Elvis Rodriguez. He'd have been off in there with the Rodon guy. Plus, he'd have been in there with Jermaine Ortiz. He went life and death with these guys, too. It ain't like it was easy fights. It was wars. And he came out to hear the final bell. So salute to Adorno, man. He'll fight motherfucker. 147 and 22 guy.
Talking, okay. So Hyphy, I don't fuck with casual ass niggas like bitter blood boxing. I don't know what's going on with that. Moody Trayweather said, damn, blood boxing still around. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna have to let me go ahead and make my creed now. OG, I'm sorry, man, but I'm gonna have to take you out. I can't be getting my ass kicked all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It just don't sound right. Go on, get your ass whipped all over the place if you want to. Say it with passion and all that in there.
Y'all should be listening to me. That's why he ranked number 15.
I'm a hard head.
Yeah,
I'm a hard head.
Hey, he be blazing just like you.
Ain't no excuse because he was smoking Big Killer.
I ain't taking
What
nothing
you got
from
a
the
top 15 guarantee?
Huh?
But you got a top 15 guarantee if people listen to you?
Swear business, if you listen to me, bro, and you take heed to what I'm talking about with my scale, I can guarantee you top 15. Swear business. And look, Yasser, I don't really tell Yasser what to do. He just he been making bets with me for months now, like damn near a year. So he kind of know how I'm thinking. Like if I tell him, hey man, look up the odds on this fighter, he know what I'm kind of how I'm thinking. So he just figured out them patterns and shit, and he see like fuck all these knockouts. Yasser be picking decisions on them hoes and be winning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the money is. Everybody want to pick knockouts all the time. That's not where the victory is. You got to pick decisions, man. You got to know when to do it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that's where you get the separation. Because it'd be a lot of time, like for example, when Christian and Billy, when he fought against Von Alexander, I was the only guy that picked M. Billy by decision. Everybody else picked the man by knockout, and that was one way where I was able to gain ground. Jerron Boots Ennis, when he fought against Chikadze, I picked him by decision. Everybody else took it by knockout. That's how I got second on the ass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's important.
Now I'm gonna be honest. Just so I might be hard headed, but when it come down to the betting line, I'm very, very studious. I follow directions very well.
We got us a good bet too this weekend, OG. Joey Spencer gonna go out there and get that money for us.
Yeah, I ain't even worried about it. I like Joey.
Yeah, me too. Shit.
I like Joey.
9-time national champion. You ain't got to beg me.
Me either. And plus, I like the dude. He seemed like an all right youngster.
Yeah, let me break it down. You know, 9-time. I'm not just gonna say 9-time amateur champion, national champion. Been in there with Virgil Hunter was in there with Andre Ward. You know, people like Andre Berto, you know, coming up in the ranks. He was training amongst those guys. So yes, Joey Spencer, he got the goods.
Not to mention he up there from that area where Floyd Mayweather and them from. He up there in that area of the world.
Well, I don't know if he's from there, but he hasn't boxed that way though.
Yeah, I'm saying he's up from that way. You know, he put in work up that way. He from what I understand, he well versed with some of the Crunk gym too. So
yeah,
he's been around.
He got negative things to say about Crunk gym. He said they be cheating like a motherfucker in that gym. That's what he said.
Hey, what? I guess the first cheater said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win. I hate that saying.
I say that shit all the time.
For real?
I
hate that saying, man. Because I'm like, why spend your time thinking about cheating when you could? Well, that is trying to think of a way to win. It just sucks to me.
It depends on how people look at cheating. Like some people might see, like let's say I have some information that you don't have. Some people will look at that as cheating. And in that regard, I'm cheating every time. Because I'm gonna get as much knowledge as I can on whatever the situation is. Some people expect you just to grab the dice, shake them up, and roll them, but that ain't how I operate. I want to know the math and the science behind this shit so I can make sure I get your ass in the strain. See, I know math. Like a lot of people don't even understand the odds of dice and shit. Don't you know I could give you I had a dude strained up like this one time. I learned this shot from my dad. It's called a crapper natural. This is basically what I do. I'm gonna give you all the points. So I'm gonna give you 24 other spots. You get all the points, and I'm gonna take all the craps and naturals. So you got 24 ways to win, and I got 12 ways to win. So you're gonna think you're a 2-1 favorite, but you're actually a 5-3 underdog because of the shot that I have. I had a dude strained up one time, a motherfucker that was in the military. I'm talking about he just losing and losing and losing. He called his dad and told his dad what was going on and explained it to him. His dad said, son, go get some more money. This is guaranteed to turn around. So he went and got him some more money and came back and got his ass broke again. Because there's nothing he can do. He think he a 2-1 favorite, but he's a 5-3 underdog. Some people might say, well, Trey, you cheating. You not playing fair and square, and I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna go get my money. That shit done been good to me in my life. So everybody can come with their old Boy Scout. You need to play fair. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm gonna leave with my number one finger in there on your ass. That's my only objective. Number one finger in the air when I leave. Period.
I wouldn't consider that cheating. I'm talking about a person to go out there and just do something against the rule. if that part right there is just, he should have knew the math too. He should have knew what the odds really was. That you can't consider that cheating because you just educated yourself better. Hyphy say Frank Martin is fighting a legit opponent next week. Who Frank fighting?
He fight next week? God damn, I ain't heard about no.
I mean next month. Next month. I don't know where I see that week from.
Who is he fighting?
That's what I just asked him. Who is he fighting, Hyphy? Let us know, please. Let us know.
He fighting that Harutyanyan dude, Artem Harutyanyan, however you pronounce that shit.
The Japanese guy?
Yeah, I think
he's German or some shit. He got head movement, but it don't be intelligent. Like you can clock that shit.
I think he's 12-0. Yeah, he's 12-0 with 7 knockouts.
Yeah.
That's the guy, Muratalla. He about the guy Muratalla about to fight went the distance with that guy. Yeah, that's why I know he's tough, because he went the distance with this guy right here that y'all talking about.
Oh, okay. Eric R say it's funny. I used to look at all types of crap when I used to bet niggas. Now that stuff I have to lean on to make picks on Champ Ross. Now I see it's an actual science to it.
Oh yeah. Like when it comes to me picking decisions and picking knockouts, I got that shit down to a T. Like last week, for example, I didn't get 5 points not one time. I got 10 points on every fucking thing, and that's the reason why I got first. And that's also the reason why we can bet on the shit. Because that's basically what it is. Can you get 10 points instead of 5 points? And I know exactly what to do to get them 10 points. And that's why when I tell you we make a bet, I say, well, take this guy by decision. Because I got the information to get that shit. And looking at that let me know that most people don't know how to look at BoxRec. For example, the fight last week, we had Tudor. His last name was Tudor. He fought a dude that was a Bomac fighter. I can't think of his name. I think his last name was Kane or something like that.
Yeah.
I had Tudor by decision. Most people picked him by knockout because they don't understand how to look at the data. Boom, here we go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and look, Tudor was 7-0 with 6 knockouts. So people look at all them knockouts. I don't give a damn how many knockouts you got. I'm looking at your opponent.
Yeah, he was fighting Kane.
Yeah, I'm looking at your opponent. Your opponent tough as a motherfucker. I don't give a damn if you got 100% knockout percentage. Like, for example, the reason that Yasser rolled with me so tough, because in the Alan Babbage fight, his last fight, they had him the decision at plus 500. And he asking me what to do. I said, man, take that motherfucker by decision. And he took him by decision, got paid, and sent me half the money. And we've been tight ever since. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, that's what it's about, bro. You got to look at the opponents, man. Don't just look at the fucking record. And that's what people ain't understanding.
Well, I'll listen to you put it out there, put your commercial out, and let people know they can join the team. I say, well, fuck it. Let me go.
Yeah, I had Tudor by decision also.
Oh, at least Joe Brown chiming in. I got
You
those
don't even
points.
count because that nigga he picked Solomon Dakers to lose. So you don't even count right now, Joe. You tripped out on that
shit. I told you I listened to the interview. I ain't gonna make that mistake again, man.
Man, you went out there and picked a man that was down there a 50-1 underdog. It wasn't high, but it was bad. I was like, man, what is Joseph Brown on?
He saw something.
When I looked at that shit, I said, am I wrong? I said, let me go look back into this shit real quick, man. Because Joseph Brown, he been picking pretty good. Maybe he see something I don't see.
He
And I
pulled
said,
Garcia.
man, hell no, man. Joseph Brown done lost his motherfucking mind with this pick. Close that shit up, man, and go turn my picks in. I ain't about to second guess myself because this crazy ass nigga picking this sorry ass dude to win this fight.
Hey, the UK faithful, they got me on that one, man. They was like, it's like, yeah, mate, he's gonna spark him out, mate.
I can't even laugh. Let me not laugh.
2 rounds, he got stopped. The fight could have continued, but man, 2 rounds, he was out of there.
Yeah, that's like me going against that American national champ.
Because Joseph Brown coming down the stretch, he made a good pick with Duarte. He got that bonus. He had Duarte KO 8. And I really thought I kicked his ass pretty good because I was like, man, I think I beat the shit out of Joseph Brown. And then when the scores came out, I said, how the fuck this nigga get third? I'm like, God damn, I can't get no ground on this nigga. And then I went and looked. I said, man, I think Chow Ralston made a mistake. I might need to recount this nigga shit and get the real score out
here. hey, you know what? But Big Baby Miller, he almost still saved my badass pick because he was I was 1 round off from getting that double bonus off of his knockout, man. I was 1 round away from erasing that debacle with that other pick.
Yeah, so I counted your shit up again, nigga, to make sure. I got down, they said 85. And then I got to that pick right there. 17 got your ass up to 102. I say, ain't this a business nigga who really earned this shit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that motherfucker had me thinking I was wrong at first, man.
Oh, that's the Alex Martin fight, huh?
Nah, the fight that I thought I was wrong on was the damn Solomon Dakers fight.
But he got the bonus in the Alex Martin fight.
Oh, okay.
And that helped him out a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one he picked. He got the right pick and everything.
Yeah, he got the right pick all the way.
I can't wait to see what that feel like.
I lost my motherfucking shirt in that fight trying to hedge it and shit. That was one of my worst moments since we've been betting on fights. That was a bad pick.
Okay.
It's all good. You live and you learn.
That's all you can do. Live and learn and keep on burning, chasing that bigger stack. Hyphy say Okolie versus Light.
That's one of the fights of the weekend. I can't wait for that shit, man. Okolie coming off a year layoff, man. I want to see what he gonna deal with Light, because Light earned his way to be here. He beat Brandon Glanton to get here. And I keep on saying the man was a Commonwealth Games silver medalist, man. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's an international competition. You got to put him up there like a 4 on the pedigree scale. Excuse me. So, go ahead.
Shout out to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Light. He went head to head with that dude, that Kaboom guy. I can't remember his fucking name. He lost to Dillian White. He fought at heavyweight.
Oscar Rivas?
Yeah, Oscar Rivas. He went head to head with Oscar Rivas, man. And Okolie, he like to keep his distance and land his long right hand. He like to use his reach, and Light like to be up in your face. So I'm really interested to see how he handle that pressure that Light gonna bring to him.
Do you think Light can handle all that wrestling that nigga do though?
I don't know, man. That's gonna be interesting.
That's the thing about me, because Lawrence Okolie like to wrestle, man. He'll get he'll wrestle your ass down in that ring, man, and get you tired. That's the only thing that got me worried for Light in this fight, because I want to think that. Go ahead.
My bad. I think Light can handle that, man. Light a rough motherfucker, man. I think he ready for all that. He won't smoke. Like, he like that type of fighter, man. He a in your face, rough head to head kind of dude, man. I don't think that shit gonna bother him.
I'm gonna be real. I like him.
I heard him talking and shit. He talking about, hey, I saw something in Brandon Glenn. I see something in the Coley too.
Yeah.
So he ain't scared. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
definitely not that.
Yeah, they got him as a 6.5 to 1 underdog in the goddamn fight. I thought that was a little too wide, especially considering the fact that the Coley is coming off a year layoff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That layoff.
Do not overlook Light in this fight.
That layoff is a red flag.
Light been fighting now. I think Light might have got like 3 fights last year or something like that. He been active, and like I said, he coming off a huge win over Brandon Glanton in the upset. Brandon Glanton was a 3-1 favorite in that fight. Got the split decision.
He got the activity on his side. Momentum seems to be on his side with a good win with a split decision. And the
up against a 5.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So I guess sitting down for a year would make him not be a 5 and more like a 4 because of his sharpness. Might not be so sharp.
It's kind of hard to predict, man, because people be like reacting to shit in different ways. Because I just seen some people like Gary Russell Jr. come off a year layoff, and hell, it looked like he been active. He looked sharp as a motherfucker when I see him coming off a year layoff. So it seems to just depend on the fighter.
One thing I will say about a Coley, him being out for a year wasn't something that he wanted. You know, he was having contract dispute with Matchroom Boxing. He got from out underneath that, and so that's one of the things that kept him out for as long as he's been out. I'm pretty sure if it was up to him, he would have been more active, but that's one of the factors. So I know he wanted to get back in there.
I got a question to throw out of a scenario, maybe. The fighters that seem to take a minute off, that come back and still seem to be in the groove. Is Gary Russell a gym rat?
Yeah, you gotta say you're a gym rat because he in the gym training his brothers and all kind of shit.
Okay, so I would, I'm asking Trey because I ain't boxing. This is a question more geared to you. So the guys that usually are in the gym, always doing something, as far like Gary Russell, Floyd Mayweather, whichever fighters that we know to be gym rats, seem to be the ones that can take like around a year off and come back. Might not be as sharp as you would want them to be, but they still have that sharpness, that quickness, that everything is still pretty much on point. The guys that don't go in the gym as much, have to lose weight and stuff like that, when they sit out a year, they seem to be the ones that struggle more. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's just common sense. If you ain't been in the gym, you're gonna be more rusty. But you got some fighters like the Ukrainian fighters. They've been taking year layoffs for the war. I can't think that they've been in the gym, but they ain't showed no signs of rust when they come back. There has not been one Ukrainian fighter that came back from their war that I felt like put a bad performance up because of a layoff. The worst performance I could think of is Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz, and Lomachenko still got the victory. He looked decent in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the fighter. But I just seen some fighters though that say they in the ring and shit. It's one thing about being in the gym. It's another thing when the fucking lights come on. So it just depends on the fighter, man. And also your opponent too. Because a lot of people, when they come back and they fight opponents that are also coming off of layoffs. They don't come in fighting a guy that fought 4 times this year. They come in to fight a man that ain't fought in a year or two they got damn self. So it depends on the fighter and it depends on the opponent that they come back and fight against.
Okay, that clears it out a little better. Hyphy says Jamel is a once-a-year fighter also. Not a gym rat, but he seems not to be affected by rust much.
That's because I think the bar ain't that high for him though. Like the expectations that we have for his IQ are not that high. Like it's been a few fights where I'm just scratching my head like, what is he doing? Like when he fought off the ropes against Castano.
Right.
It seemed like anybody with half a brain would know
Get off
not
the
to
ropes.
sit, not to sit on the ropes against a short guy. Like this is his real estate. This is where he wants to be. So why are you fighting his fight? That's not a guy with a high IQ, in my opinion. So I just feel like the bar for his level is kind of low.
Shit. And plus, he wasn't listening to the corner. Derek James kept telling him to get off the ropes. Keep the fight in the center of the center of the ring. Work off your jab. You'll make the fight easy. And he decided that, he wanted to show bravado. And he had and the curse for him in that fight was him actually hurting Castano early with a left hook against the ropes. That was the curse. Because he kept trying to go back to it.
I'm gonna go a little deeper and I'm gonna start implementing this. He was in emergency mode.
I didn't really get that feeling like he was in emergency mode.
This is why I say that. Castano is the first person that I seen take it to Jamel. He stepped to the lion all night. He was always just pressuring him and always on him. And by you saying that, you don't see Jamel as being, I'm not gonna say not a super smart fighter. That would play right into there, because once he started putting that pressure on, emergency mode would have you not listening to your corner, not thinking correctly, doing dumb things like putting your back up against the ropes constantly. So I would think that would be a fitting explanation to say, yeah, he was put into emergency mode.
Nah, I wouldn't call that emergency mode though. Like some fighters, they revert back to what they do naturally. It takes effort to listen to your trainer. It's a lot easier to go back to doing what you do naturally. And to me, looking at him, he just goes back to what he's doing naturally. Now, let's say you take David Morrell and you put him off in there with what's the name of them tall fighters, y'all? It's two brothers. One of them fought against Morrell. The other one, he just got beat by Mean Machine in his last fight. There's two of them. I can't think of their name. Fuck, man.
Keep painting the picture.
Morrell put the dude in emergency mode. Like he had his dad up looking around and shit, looking outside. His dad had to stop the fight. He had never been stopped, as a matter of fact. That was his first time being stopped. Because he was in emergency mode. I see Benavidez is doing the same thing. Like it's just a different type of energy. They look like their life is in danger. When I saw Charlo fight against Castano, I didn't get that feeling.
Are you talking about Alantez and Michael Fox?
Yeah, the Fox brothers, man. Appreciate that shit, bro. David Morrell had Alantez Fox ass in a strain. You know what I'm saying? Like emergency, like looking around, Dad, where are you? Like shit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying with emergency mode. Okay, I was
nigga, break the glass. Get this man off me, nigga. Call 911 or something.
I guess I was trying to give the fighter a little more. Okay, maybe I won't say emergency mode. I'll have to come up with another frame.
I understand what you're saying, but you talking about a fighter that go back to doing what he do naturally.
Right.
Like when a fighter don't listen to his trainer, what is the reason? Is he not listening because he don't want to? Or is his basic fight or flight senses taking over and he doing what he naturally programmed to do? That's the hard thing about being in the ring, because sometimes you got to fight against yourself. Like you got these natural things that you want to do, but in between rounds, your coach is telling you something different. So you got to fight against your own natural instinct and listen to your coach. So man, what I think it is. He just doing what he does naturally. Like let's say you a guy that's right hand dominant, like you a right hand heavy type motherfucker. Once them bullets start flying at your ass, you'll find yourself throwing right hand, because it's just what comes to your mind. Or let's say somebody stepped to you and they put an attack on you. Your natural reaction might be to take a step back in a straight line, because that's just a basic defensive move that comes to your mind. But you really supposed to do something more complex than that, because that's what boxing is. So you got to fight against your own natural tendencies to go with the more scientific version of what you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm gathering what you're saying totally, which gives you a lot more understanding. What's making him not do what he's supposed to do? What's making him not listen to the coach? And I would have to say I'm only saying it in the Castano fight, with Castano, a fighter that brought him pressure much more than what I would say he was used to dealing with, made him revert back to what you say he would do naturally. It's got to be a name for that. We got to come up with something for that, where somebody puts so much pressure on you, it makes you revert from what you learn to what you just naturally do. Which, as we've seen, it caused him to come out with a draw the first time. And he can't do that this fight coming up. He can't go out there and not listen.
Gonna beat him.
You think Tim Tszyu gonna beat him?
I don't think
The degree of separation for Charlo is as much as what everybody think it is. Everybody thinks that Charlo is head and shoulders above his division, and I don't think so.
I didn't already
We've seen him have close fights with guys that he was supposed to beat.
and he did.
Beat him overall, like he beat Castaño, he beat Harrison in the rematch. But I see enough evidence to show me that he's actually at a close level with these guys. If you head and shoulders above somebody, you shouldn't have to fight him twice.
Most of the time. I know sometimes that shit takes
Place, but most of the time, if you head and shoulders above somebody, you're not supposed to have to fight him twice. And it ain't like it was a contractually obligated rematch. These were rematches that were earned.
Castaño.
Earned his rematch. Harrison earned his rematch.
So I
I
just
just think Charlo was a good fighter. I think he's like a B+ fighter. I don't think he's an A-level fighter. I don't even be mad when people don't put him on the pound for pound list. I mean, I got respect for him as a fighter. He's a good fighter, but I don't think he's just some kind of special motherfucker. I don't see it.
Right. Not being head and shoulders above the rest, I can agree with you above that. I can say that they are pretty much neck to neck. Seeing that he did have two rematches fairly close to each other. You know, he lost his belts, got him back, turned around, got a draw, and then had to come back. So, yeah, the competition at 154, I think, is still strong. I think 154 is a strong division. I am honestly waiting to see how these top guys are going to deal with the Towering Inferno once he gets to step into that realm. I'm really anxious to see how things unfurl with him once he steps in to face one of those guys.
I'm going to put another division I know a lot of folks aren't talking about as being talent rich, but because a lot of the fighters aren't fighting each other at the division. But I feel like 135 is really has a lot of talent to it. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of young guys, a lot of talented young guys in that division. If only they get in the ring and fight each other.
I
Promoted 154, man. I think this is hyperbole in that division. They ain't got no 4.5s and 5s in their goddamn division for the most part. At least not the guys that's at the top. Like, they got a few guys that's pretty good. Like, what's the name of the guy that had that rematch with that bald-headed black dude from France?
his name starts with an M, I think. He got a deep amateur background.
I think he come from the same place as Triple G at 154.
He not at the top of
Kazakhstan?
the division.
Madrigal, Israel Madrigal.
That's
One
one
of them type of guys, but he ain't at the top.
you know what I'm saying?
Like when we talk about the top guys at 154, where are the Olympians? Where are the AIBA world champions? Where are the 4.5s and 5s? All them niggas are low. 3.5 at the highest, and that's fucking Charlo. The rest of them niggas ain't. Lubin, yeah, Lubin up there 3.5.
But he showed
So vulnerability. He got his ass knocked out in one round, and look what had happened to him since. He get hurt every time he fight. Who are the top guys in the division that's making this division so superior? The fact that there are no top guys like that is what makes the division so interesting, because they all make good fights against each other.
Right.
You drop an A-level fighter in that division and see what happens. Watch him take over.
like it ain't
Nothing. That ain't no special division, man. It's a division that they're willing to fight each other, and they make good fights. Period.
it's not
Because they're so good.
I can attest to that. The competition is equally yoked. So you're bound to see good fights pretty much all the time. You can expect as we saw a change of hands in the belts. I guess you could honestly say the 154 division might not be the great division, but it has kept fans fed for the most part when it comes to fights, because all their fights end up being pretty good.
And most of them lost already. Most of them lost already. So once you take a loss, you don't give a damn about fighting no more. You ain't trying to protect no O no more. All the niggas are lost except for Fedora.
And what's his name? The one that's getting ready to fight Charlo. Ain't he undefeated?
He fresh on the
Scene, but I'm saying.
Yeah, but for the most part, everybody has taken an ass whooping.
Yep.
the division.
It's not as good as what everybody think it is, period. Where the Olympians and shit at? Where the gold medalists at? The other division that y'all talking about 140 and shit, them motherfuckers got it. They got all that down there.
Right.
154 got a bunch of, I ain't gonna call them pedestrian, but
they're not special.
I guess the best thing to say is 154 got a bunch of fighters that has lost and are like, fuck it, let's fight. Where the other ones where we got the Olympians and everything, they having a problem fighting, protecting the O.
That's a division.
You can let somebody like Jarrett Hurd become a fucking unified champion.
That's an indictment
on the whole fucking division, that you let somebody like Jarrett Hurd, somebody with like 48-12, I think 38-12, some shit like that. It wasn't nothing spectacular. And he become the goddamn unified champion in the division.
Right. Moody Trayweather, he says 154 probably fourth toughest division.
That's because we looking at it relative to itself. If you compare it to other divisions that are deep, what's so special about this division that's full of B-level fighters? Like, can y'all name me some A-level fighters out this division?
No, the speciality for them would have to be the fact that they fight. That's what makes them, I guess, shine in the watch. You know, they wanted the stones to shine in your watch because they actually doing what they're supposed to do.
And then let's back up. Let's go back a few years when you had Charlo, you had Andre, you had Canelo, and all these fights. You had a young Jarrett Hurd, young Tony Harrison, and all that kind of shit. Y'all mean to tell me it wasn't stronger back then?
Yeah, it was stronger back then. But the problem with that
all that talent done left the division, and all of a sudden it's still the best division in boxing.
I wouldn't say it's still the best. But I would say as far as us getting fights that we can enjoy regularly, I think they still producing that.
When the last time we got a great ass fight besides Lubin and
Fondor? That was a good fight. I guess
Charlo and shit. Like at the top is pretty good, but overall, I just don't think that's a badass weight class, man. They just fighters that are lost and they willing to fight each other. These motherfuckers ain't special. They not A-level fighters.
No, I'm agreeing with you with that. I'm just saying, you know, they seem to they're who we can turn to and say they gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear too many fight being built up and then falling apart there. For the most part. For the most part, when we hear they gonna fight, they fight. Yeah, I agree. That's I think that's what people are saying. They the best division and stuff like that. I think they looking at the fact that they get the fights out of them. Those boys fight. I don't think they really labeling it as these guys are the best fighters to be proclaimed running around. Cause like you said, they not. They all pretty even. It's just who's coming out with the best game plan, who followed through, whose technique worked the best, and who out tough the next man in the fight.
Man, let's be real. That shit that happened at 154 can happen in any division.
Yes.
It was some managers that put their fighters in bad positions early. J-Rock against fucking Charlo. Lubin against Charlo. That's what started all this shit. Lubin took a loss early, so now he don't give a damn. He'll fight anybody. J-Rock took a loss early, so now he don't give a damn and he'll fight anybody. That's what started that shit. You could do that in any division. You could go to 135 if you got some young up and coming fighters like a Keyshawn Davis, for example. put him in there with somebody that's tough early on and he take a loss, he'll have the same mentality. He'll say he'll fight anybody because he done already lost. That's what happened.
Shit, I would appreciate if that happened more across the board. To be honest, we get more of these great fights with these young fighters.
But we done talked about that. That's why we say the old school boxing is better than the new school because they used to take chances like that. For example, Sugar Ray Leonard versus El Radar.
What's my man name, bro? Goddamn, Wilfred Benitez.
Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez. Sugar Ray Leonard was like 20, 21, 22. Wilfred Benitez, what was about 19, something like that?
Yeah,
we don't get them count. Go ahead.
Yeah, Wilfred Benitez was 17 when he became champion. He was one of the youngest champions.
And him and Sugar Ray Leonard, they fought at 140 for the championship, and they were both very young. So we don't get that kind of shit these days more often. So when it does happen, it stands out like a motherfucker.
Like when you see Jermell Charlo versus Lubin, Jamal Charlo versus J-Rock. These young undefeated fighters fight against each other.
Or even let's go Michelle Rivera when he fought against Frank Martin. Hell, we thought that was a big deal. And Michelle Rivera ain't even got a deep amateur background.
But just the fact that
they was young and undefeated and they were fighting against each other, we thought it was a big deal. That's all that happened at 154, man. They put them guys in young. Some of them got their ass kicked. And after that, they were willing to fight anybody because they didn't have an oath to protect. That don't mean the division is just this great-ass division full of A-level fighters. That just means that they had some bad managers that set some things into motion that helped us as fans because it got us the fights that we wanted to see a lot easier because those fighters had already taken losses.
Right. D-Lo got a lot saying, and what you saying, he's speaking on that too. 135 has depth, but not on the level of 140. 154 is solid division with a lot of parity. 154, the overachiever division. Even Herb was a guy who wasn't supposed to be there. Laura got old and moved on. Go ahead.
I would like to combat what he just said in regards to 135. 135's got gold. It's got silver medalists. It's got 2 Olympic silver medalists right now in there. It's got that kid that I just talked about, Raymond. It got him at one. Yup, got him at 135. It's got Keyshawn Davis. It's got Shakur Stevenson, who just moved in that division. You got a Tank Davis. You got a Ryan Garcia. You got a what you call it? You got a Frank Martin. You got what's the other? You got the matter of fact right now he's undisputed, Devin Haney. Mm-hmm. So you got some real talented guys in that division.
They got to fight. They got to start fighting. I don't think the argument is about if we have talented guys. I think it's boiling down to now 154 because Trey said guys got into fights early, took losses, and now they're willing to fight no matter what. Hey, let's go get it. Out of the names that you named in that division just then, a lot of those fighters are undefeated. And nobody's really in a hurry to run up on the other undefeated guy and make it happen. I'm just not seeing that with those guys.
Shit, I know. Robert Garcia. He's willing to put his guy in with anybody. I know Martin's got that going for him right now. He wants to mix it up with anybody. So for me, right now, I want some bad managing. I want to see more bad managing. Let it happen in that division.
I feel you.
I'm with the bad manager too because it gets us in fights. But I don't want to confuse us getting competitive fights with a super talented division.
That's the argument that I'm making. Like if you compare 154
to 135, 140, I don't think there's a comparison. I think those divisions are head and shoulders above 154 when it comes to talent. Now, when it comes to action, 154 is in a class of its own because they all fight each other for whatever the reason is. They fight each other. But I don't think it's the most talent-rich division.
Okay. I see what you're saying and where you're going with it. I can agree with it. I can agree with that because when you come down to it, out of the names Joseph Brown said, you can look at a lot of those fighters. Their talent got them very popular. all around the block. So yeah, I feel that all the way. Trey Exton fell out on us, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back and he'll let us know what's going on in the chat. So yeah, Joseph Brown, I agree with you on your point about the talent and Trey's point about the talent. And I also understand that, you know, people have gotten spoiled. Let's say that people have gotten spoiled. Fans have gotten spoiled because they see those boys at 154 fighting a lot. So they give them the credit of these guys are great. But like you said, you got Tank, Devin, Shakur, Frank Martin, Keyshawn, which in one case you did name Ryan, which D-Lo said Ryan don't fight at 135, fight at 140. But we kind of mashing them together because, you know, they pretty much all seem to move fast out of 135 to 140. So yeah, the more talent is at 135, 140.
Let me ask y'all this. Let's say y'all got a choice of two parties to attend. One party got the most beautiful women that you ever seen. And let's assume that you seen. So they got the most beautiful women that y'all ever seen. I'm talking about straight 9s and 10s everywhere. Women that come from Panama and just different parts of the world with just beautiful, gorgeous women. But they ain't gonna give you no play though. They fine as a motherfucker, but you can't get damn phone number. And let's say you go to another party and the girls are like 5s and 6s. They ain't 9s and 10s. They 5s and 6s, but they'll give you play. You can get the number. You might can even go home and knock a few of them down. Which party would y'all rather go to? Would y'all rather go to the party with the fine ass women that's 9s and 10s? They got the atmosphere looking great, but you can't pull none of them though. Or would you rather go to the party with the 5s and 6s? They don't look as good, but they give you play.
Hey man, I'm going to 5s and 6s, bro.
Where you going, MZ? You want the dimes or you want the 5s and 6s? They're gonna give you some play.
Well, seeing that you put it that way, if you go where the 5s and 6s are, you can get 5 or 6 nickels and make $1. you ain't gonna never pick up a dime. So, yeah, in my opinion, I'm 5, 6 all the way.
That's basically what y'all saying to me. Y'all feel like 154 is better because that's the party that's gonna give you some play. 135 and 140, they got all the dime pieces over there. They looking good like a motherfucker, but they won't give you no play. So y'all rather go to the party with them 5s and 6s. So I can't look at, okay, that's the party that's gonna give you some play, right? But I can't say that's where all the talent is, because that's not where the talent is. The talent is with the dime pieces, but they won't give you no play.
Yeah, so they forever leaving you with blue balls, bro.
That part, you might as well go where the action at. You only live once, and a lot of those dimes. Who's to say some accident don't come and take away at least half of their beauty?
It was just an analogy, like.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm just saying, you know, I'm riding. I'm with Joseph Brown. I'm in the passenger seat.
I'm with y'all too, but I'm not gonna turn around and say they some dimes. Like they giving me play, and I appreciate it, but I can't call y'all dimes. Y'all still 5s and 6s.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna put no cables on it. As D-Lo would say, we are not gonna put no cables on it. You cannot put a cable over 6 and make it a 10.
But that's what I think about 154. I think people put cables on 154 because we get so much play that we want to put cables on and make it seem like they dimes, and they're not. They're 5s and 6s. They're not dime pieces.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you all the way. It's not a lot being said. It's the baddies in the IG screen. Shmoody Treyweather. He said he going with the 5s and 6s. D-Lo said your volume is up and down. I can't relate to going to that analogy, but if I was looking for a guaranteed action, give me the 5 and 6 part. Well, he did say some of us is married. We just giving our.
I said not married.
Oh, I thought you said some of us are married, giving us a way out if we spoke on it.
No, I'm taking that off the table. I know some of y'all like, well, I'm married. I don't want to answer that question. So I just took that shit off the table, nigga. Everybody sing. Where you going? Go party.
Hey, D-Lo, man, we understood where it went, man. Why you always trying to be the legal demon, man? We got where it went. We understood the lingo from the beginning. Like we all good. We ain't about to get fired over no hypothetical.
Dilo said you leave the dime party if they ain't shaking nothing to go snatch something out the 5 and 6. Ain't gonna be no blue balls.
Ain't that what we do? We check for 140, we check for 135. They ain't talking about that. Well, fuck it, let's go watch 154 because at least they fight.
Check the temperature. Check the temperature. I feel you. And that was a pretty good analogy, Dilo. A real good analogy. I like that analogy that Trey Yates brought
That
up.
shit on his comparison that he made earlier.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You know, he might be still, these old people can hold a grudge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They good at that. They'll hold a grudge. You be like, what you mad? Remember 1926 when you said that's Dilo. But we good, Dilo. Ain't nobody in trouble. He said, I'm speaking proud of being married. Okay, now you are. Now you are, old man. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We understand. Sometimes our elders do get a little confused and things start mixing them up and they just spout out stuff like Tourette's. But it's all good. We still love you, bro. It's all good.
I could put together some fights at 135, 140. And y'all can comb through 154 all you want. Y'all ain't gonna be able to match it. If I take Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, who in the fuck at 154 is y'all gonna compete with me again? With
Nobody.
If them matchups that's at 140 and 135, 154 can't fuck with them. Period. This is what that is, man. They can't fuck with them people, man. We put together the matchup. Yeah, we can even take the B-level matchup. Take Raymond Muratalla and put him up against Devin Haney and tell me that you got a good matchup at 154 that's going to beat that.
Bro, I'm leaning towards him.
Muratalla?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying, like, the matchup is a great matchup.
Better than what we could find at 154.
Exactly. And that's not even an A-plus level matchup. Because most people don't know who Muratalla is, but it's just a lot of good matchups that you can make that 54 just can't fuck with. They just don't have the firepower.
That's agreeable. Dilo said that wasn't my point. I can't relate to going to a party not pulling something. That was a lifetime ago.
Oh, this nigga Dilo batting 1,000.
Well, we all in some point in our life can sit down and imagine not going somewhere and just getting action. You know, we can all imagine that. That don't make it true.
God damn, Dilo. It's just a hypothetical, Dilo.
Let us have our hot 30 seconds, man. Dilo said, Trey X, I hadn't thought about that. I get where you're coming from. Then he said, no. 154 is top heavy. This is from Eric R. Konnichiwa. What's good, brothers? Mayweather Sensei. What's good, man?
Welcome. This is your first time, bro.
And hit that thumbs up on your win. I don't know who Mayweather Sensei is. But welcome to the channel.
What's the name of the man that taught the Mayweathers the shoulder roll defense?
What's the name of the man?
Yeah. Who taught the Mayweathers the shoulder roll?
The daddy?
Where he learned it from?
I don't know the dude's name.
His name is Dale Williams out of Detroit. Remember that. It's history, nigga.
Dale Williams?
Yep, out of Detroit.
So he's the author of the show. When is trivia?
I got my audio better now, so I can do it, man. People be asking me questions, but everybody be knowing that my audio is trash as fuck. I'm not about to work myself half to death for no trash product. So now my audio is better, so I can do stuff now. But yeah, shit, when I can do it, I'm gonna do everything I can, including calling fights and stuff like that. But if my audio trash, I'm not in a hurry to do a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I just want to say one 154 fight I would love to see is Charles Conwell versus Israel Madrimov.
Yeah, that's a good one right there, man. But Conwell, I ain't gonna lie, his stock kind of fell from his last fight when he fought against Abreu. Yeah. I saw Abreu when he fought Boots Ennis. You see what happened?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was pretty bad. And then he went the distance with Conwell. Conwell didn't use his jab enough. He didn't go to the body enough. I think if he did those things, he could have stopped the Brady.
I like
Conwell as a fighter, 132 and 14 guy, all that shit. But I did see some things that left some
desire.
for me. Like I want to see him use his jab and go to the body more.
Right.
Okay.
Madrimov though. Madrimov got like 300 something amateur fights and fought in international competition. I know Conwell was an Olympian and all that kind of stuff, man. But I think I might lean toward Madrimov if that was a fight.
Yeah, you know Madrimov, my guy. So
He what?
He
I
said
said,
it's
you know
one of his guys.
Madrimov, one of my guys. So
Yeah, what's the
Name of that dude he had fought the rematch and got a no contest. The guy from France.
I know who you talking about. I can't remember. Michelle something, I think.
He very tough.
Soro.
Yeah, Michael Soro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to think of. That dude very tough, man. He had 2 fights against Madrimov.
Moody Trey, wait. Mayweather Sensei, you a little bit late. Did we speak on Fundora versus Tim Tszyu? He thinks that's a mismatch. And how we spoke on how we didn't speak on Charlo versus we did speak on Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. We feel like it. Well, I feel like it's gonna be a good fight, a close fight. Charlo, seeing how Tim Tszyu fights, and this is just my opinion, seeing the way Tim Tszyu fights, it's gonna be a chess match. But don't look at Charlo, as it's been said already. Don't look at Charlo to just walk away with it, cause I just don't see that. Cause the way Charlo fight.
Coming off a layoff too.
Charlo ain't no chess player neither.
That's what I was saying.
He ain't no chess player, bro.
And that I think that's gonna make the fight very difficult for him. The only way it doesn't make it difficult for him if he goes in there and his mental state of mind is completely on listening to what his coach tells him and executing properly.
I was saying
And I felt like Tim Tszyu had action before his fight with Harrison. I've been saying that shit for months. I don't trust Charlo. I don't think he did. It's hard to predict this fight sometimes.
like some
Because
fighters.
it just like you can predict them all day long, but it's hard to predict him, man.
I don't trust him.
The thing I can say that's drawn me to Charlo, that has me a fan of his, is that he's willing to fight who they put in front of him. And once he got all the belts, he didn't run to another division. He's willing to fight and keep fighting, and we're gonna see how long he can hold on to him.
I give him props
On that, but I don't think that got nothing to do with his IQ though.
No.
Go
ahead.
That's what I'm doubting. I'm doubting his IQ.
Right.
Hey,
and what I'm saying is what made me a fan of him is the fact that he gritty, he get out there and he'll fight whatever put in front of him. And I had already said I want to see a undisputed stand there and take on all comers. And he's the one fighter in this day and age that's doing that.
it's like right now,
Fight Andre.
Who?
I was just saying he
On
signed
a contract to fight Andre, so he willing to fight anybody.
Right. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, for me, Charlo, he's got to turn that corner. He's in his 30s now. He's in the prime of his career, and that part of his game is what separates the elite fighters from the good fighters. So guys who want to be top of the sport, the IQ, the adjustments, that has to be an integral part of you being called elite and not just good. And so that's the separation with him. And the only way he's going to close that gap is he's got to refine that part of his game. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do it.
Not at this part of his career. And we've seen I see he's trying to make a change, but we also know he's kind of hard-headed. We do know that he's shown us that he's kind of hard-headed. It's what he does now and how he takes on his new persona, as he says, how he sat down and learned about himself, and he's more susceptible to what his coach is going to tell him and teach him. We just have to see if that comes into play. But as far as he and Tim Tszyu, that's going to be a good close fight. I'm not going to say that Charlo going to run him over because I don't believe that. I believe it's going to be a tough, bite your nails, the edge of the seat kind of fight. kind of like Castano. I think it's going to be action packed, and we'll see if Charlo makes mistakes like he did against Castano. Will Tim Tszyu make him pay, and vice versa. That's how we feel on it. We got Debo coming back into the house. He also asked what we think about Fundora versus Tim Tszyu. He thinks that's a mismatch. Anybody want to take that one? Guess not.
I mean, that's just not a fight that's going to happen. So it's not something I care to talk about. It'd be.
So you think so? In order for that fight not to happen, you thinking that Tim Tszyu may dispatch is going to lose to Charlo?
Well, what I'm saying, the only way that fight happens is if Tim Tszyu beats Charlo.
That's not improbable.
It's not improbable, but he's got to get past Charlo for me to even think about that fight.
I feel you.
Yeah, my point in bringing it up was just to say that, you know, we looking at the landscape and, you know, we don't know that those guys could end up being the big fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, all it takes is for him to get past Charlo, then all of a sudden that's the big fight in the division, probably in Australia, this, that, and the other, in a division that's devoid of stars. That's how you know what I'm saying, you manufacture a star. And that's all I was saying. I wasn't saying that like let's break down the fight or nothing like that. I was just saying it's possible. Like, you look at the heavyweight division, a few years ago, it was kind of inconceivable that Usyk would be unified champion and Tyson Fury would be the other champion. Fury wasn't even in the sport, you know, he wasn't even boxing. Even when he started back, he didn't look like, you know, he would end up being where he is now. So that's all I was saying, is that, you know, you just never know what might shape out, especially in a division like 154 that has all this parity.
Right. And we were just bouncing that I was bouncing that answer to Mayweather Sensei, because he also brought the question up. So I just wanted to make sure I got it. Don't want nobody to feel like they being overlooked.
Yeah, MZ, I had jumped on. I just wanted to say this right quick about Charlo, and I'm gonna get back off. This is what I jumped on for. You know, the thing that concerns me about Charlo, I mean, I respect him staying in his division, and I always talk about I want to see a guy have an undisputed reign. You know, he already done what he had to do to become undisputed, and then just take on all comers. Everybody that comes up there as a mandatory, swat them away, you know, and then get a couple big fights mixed in if he can. But, you know, when we think about motivation and things like that, and we seen some ups and downs in Charlo, especially, you know, outside of the ring, when you listen to him talking, stuff like that, what concerns me is we saw this guy struggle to kind of prove he had this chip on his shoulder to prove that he was not his brother's little brother. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about it. He vocalized it. They argued with him about it. You know, he made it a point to say he ain't little Charlo, and, you know, and now he's getting all this praise, and now the brother is the one that's getting all the criticism. And I have to wonder, what does that do for his motivation? Does he feel like mission accomplished? I became undisputed. I got out from under my brother's shadow. You know, even though I was the one that was here first, you know, people were talking about him as the guy. And now it's like, is he gonna rest on his laurels and kind of just not say mail it in, but kind of like not have that same drive, motivation, determination that got him to where he is? Or is he going to continue to have something to fight for, you know, because it's kind of like Trey X brought up earlier about David Benavidez. You know, this guy hadn't reached his goals, whereas Caleb Plant getting a Canelo fight might have been the end game for him, getting a Canelo fight and become the champion. So I kind of worry about that when it comes to Jamel. Just is he still have that same hunger, drive, and determination? I know he gets snubbed on the pound for pound list, motivates him. He feels like he belongs there, so maybe that'll push him. But that's just my concern. That is his uneven performances.
I'm gonna take. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, DeCane. I was about to go at that point too.
I think he got two reasons to remain motivated. And number one is that loss on his record, and he don't want another one. But number two is Bud telling him that when he got that draw against Castaño, that's why you not on the pound for pound list, and Bud on his ass. So he definitely don't want to get embarrassed by Bud. So I think them two things that keep Jamel motivated.
Oh,
Something
here
that
we
he has to
go.
do it anyway.
Here we go. We got to make it into he's motivated by Bud Crawford. That ain't got shit to
Yeah,
do with
yeah.
That
nothing.
definitely ain't where I was going. Don't throw me
But
in there
here,
now.
That's where
but
I'm
here,
going, nigga.
but
That's where
here,
I'm going, nigga.
that ain't
Come on,
got
baby.
that ain't got shit to do with nothing. I'm gonna say it like this. I believe Charlo, and the reason why I believe him because he said something that was key when he had an interview with Brian Custer. He said he's never been injured before, and this injury is forcing him to take time off. He's not used to being able to train. He loves to be in the gym. He's a guy who loves to fight. He loves to be in the gym. He loves to train. That's a part of his DNA. So I think he's always a guy who's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I don't think he's resting on his laurels at all. That's what Jamel Charlo, that's the kind of mentality he has. I don't question his mentality as far as him, you know, thinking he's better than what he is. You know, drinking the Kool-Aid and not putting forth the effort to train, the dedication. I know he's gonna bring it. It's just that other aspect of it when that mental part, when it's time for him to go in and execute and follow the game plan, that's the Charlo that where, you know, if he continues to do that, he's gonna get beat. I think he's at the point now where he's understanding like, hey, I gotta listen to my trainer. My trainer knows what he's talking about. I gotta trust what he's saying, and I gotta go out there and execute the game plan, and I'll win the fight. So there's concerning from that aspect, but the point you made up, D'Lo, I'm not concerned about him resting on his laurels at all.
And my take on it is, I'll agree with DeCane on the loss that Charlo took. I think that's going to keep him motivated over everything. I think that's his main motivation. And I'll throw in the fact that he gets snubbed on the pound-for-pound list, but, you know, he's probably never going to be on the pound-for-pound list. Him standing in 154 defending his belts, I think that's his biggest thing. I think he wants to be known as the man. He wants to be known as the man that took on all comers at 154 and defeated him, or had tried to anyway. Watching him cry that day when he lost, and then seeing him come back determined and everything, I think that loss put a very bad taste in his mouth, and I think that's what's going to keep him motivated. So I don't think he'll mail it in. What you said, DeCane?
I said, and then Bud fucking with him too. Can't forget that part.
Ain't got shit to do with no Bud Crawford.
You know, so somebody trying to sell him some weed now? Say no to drugs, Charlo. Say no.
Say no to drugs.
Yeah, because DeCane, you been mixing up something in the lab?
Yeah, man. I'm over here working on shit now.
Okay, I think the fumes is messing with you.
Man, you crazy.
Yeah, you done brought up somebody. We don't even talk about that guy right now.
You know, I'm a non-smoker, man. I'm just naturally out there like that.
Oh no, I was talking about you mixing up some chemicals in the lab, trying to make some kind of new soap or fungus foot powder or something like that, and those chemicals are getting to you.
Oh no, I let the funk flow. You know how I do when I'm in the lab.
Yeah, I feel you. Let me see. Conwell didn't show me what I expected. Okay, I didn't. Oh, okay. Eric Aussie, I don't like masqueraders coming up to 154 and 140 with no intentions of fighting the lay of the land. Like Danny Garcia going to 154 asking for Thurman, or Devin flirting with going to 140 versus Tio. What? Danny doing it like that? Mayweather Sensei, I'm feeling like, you know, you here just to troll something. I don't know what you're doing. He said y'all stuck in the Matrix. Yeah, you tripping.
What did he say? What did he say?
We stuck in the Matrix.
What kind of Matrix?
I don't know.
We ain't no Lomachenko fans over here.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Hey, Lomachenko the best ever, man. Best to ever do it, best ever will. What did you say about Ric Flair? All that applies to Lomachenko.
Wow.
I got Lomachenko beating Haney and then retired.
Yeah, I mean, if Lomachenko could get the Tyson Fury fight right now, he'd beat him. You know,
Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back because DeCane said something that might have a little weight to it. You say you got what happening?
I got Lomachenko beating Haney and then retiring.
he probably gonna retire after the fight. But I don't know if it's gonna be because he won. But who knows? He might retire either way.
Yeah, he gonna go ahead get Haney up out the paint and then retire, man.
I
This
mean,
is all
what
Lomachenko ever wanted, bro.
what more
No
can he do, man? He don't went undisputed in every division he done fought in. He undefeated, knocked out everybody he ever fought, never lost a single round his whole career. I mean, why not retire?
The only man who managed to get a loss erased on live air.
On live air.
On the so-called leader of sports.
Yeah, just went away like it never happened.
Did it twice, not once but twice. Oh, Trey said his phone died on him.
Yeah, man. Listen, this all Lomachenko ever wanted was to go undisputed, man. He done moved up multiple weight class trying to get people to fight him. I just think, man, this is his last hurrah, and he gonna come in there in tip-top shape.
You know what's crazy about that though, DeCane? Everybody talk about Loma want to be undisputed, which I'm sure he does, but it's like he had opportunities at 130 because a lot of people claim that 135 is too much for him, that he should have stayed at 130, but it's like, okay, when he was at 130, why didn't he try to become undisputed at 130? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really, he really had no, it's not like he went to 135 for some big fight. Because he still hadn't really had a big fight yet. I mean, Teofimo Lopez is like the closest thing he had to a big fight. So the pursuit of undisputed, had he really been wanting that, was there at 130.
Was it? I thought he moved up to 135 because they wouldn't nobody fight him at 130.
Man, I don't remember that. I mean, it seemed like he got the fights he wanted to get. And had guys quitting on their stools and stuff, getting bonuses to quit on the stool and all that.
Shit, I went with D'Lo on that. I went with D'Lo on that. I mean, this guy could have fought anybody he wanted at 130.
Except Gervonta Davis, because Mayweather was, he in a rush. We gonna take our time. I remember he was on Gervonta's ass.
Yeah, Tank. That was the only one I remember. His handler seemed not to want to give him that fight. But aside from that, but even Tank ended up losing the belt on the scale anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of things. But the Tank and Loma stuff, to me, it seemed like that started at 135, to be honest. All the talk about them fighting each other.
That was before that. It was before
but I just feel like Loma had opportunities to try to push on undisputed at 130. And I don't, I can't remember the landscape or who was there at the time. And it might be a reason. I mean, it's not like these guys didn't see what Salido did to him. Yeah. Regardless of who all quit on the stool after that.
Yeah, I don't remember who were the champions at that time.
Yeah, he could have definitely been undisputed at 130 if that was something he wanted to pursue.
The only people I say wanted to pursue undisputed are the ones that's undisputed.
Or the ones that came up short trying to get it.
There it is. Simple as that. The ones that actually fall for it. All the conversation of those that say they want it and not making the moves to do it, it's just a waste of breath and energy. So, with that being said, DeCane, you got a rebuttal?
To what?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that we was all clear that you only considered wanting the undisputed if you fight for it.
I don't know. I can't remember. Like I said, I can't remember the 130 landscape when he moved up. I just remember I thought that he was moving up because he couldn't get fights.
And we talking about Lomachenko, right?
Yeah.
Man could have fought anybody he wanted to fight. The lay of the land was laid out to him. ESPN called him a boxing god. Top ranks, man, what's his name? Bob Arum said he was the best. This is the best thing I've seen since Muhammad Ali. You mean to tell me
they went overboard with the way they marketed him?
Now, I'm just saying, if he was all that, he should have been able to fight anybody he wanted to collect belts in 130 or 135. I'm still confused at the fact I don't see why people say that. I'm still confused at the fact that he dropped belts when he dropped the belt WBC in the Devin Haney situation when he didn't have to, because if he was fighting Teofimo Lopez to unify belts anyway, what did that have to do with him dropping the belt for Devin Haney? He could have been undisputed then. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think he wanted to just get that one more fight and be undisputed and hang it up.
So why did he set the belt down? He could have been undisputed already. Well, no, he wouldn't, because he would have lost to Teofimo.
Yeah, he'd have kept that belt. He might have won.
Possibility, but I'm just saying his I want undisputed. His role just don't seem like that's what he wanted to do. His actions didn't fit that.
Hey, and that can't get no fights. That's a marketing ploy in this era of boxing. That's just one of the things that they say about a lot of people. If you listen to it, half of the people that we want to see fight each other, they can't get no fights
because they're so cold.
But the reality is both things can't be true, right? If both of them want to fight everybody but can't get no fight, then they should fight each other. That seems simple. So it's just one of them things that they use that the market guys, especially young guys on the way up, they do something, look impressive, like, oh, nobody don't want this guy, blah 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 blah. It's the way they do it. But Lomachenko is a liar anyway. So if you and Teofimo Lopez as well, because Loma, Loma before going into that Teofimo Lopez fight, he was on ESPN talking about this is the first time his pro career that he basically feel 100% going into a fight, this, that, and the other. He was talking all about how we gonna see the real Lomachenko. Then when he went out there and lost, he had a laundry list of issues going into the fight. Same thing Teofimo did when he went out there and lost to Kambosos. So
how dare you?
It's like somebody said, the late Kurt Sugar said, don't listen to these fighters, they be lying.
How dare you, D-Lo 404 boxing? How dare you say the Matrix is not real? We just had somebody.
He said that man is a liar. That's what he said. He said that man be lying.
Hey, I got it on film. I got it on camera, man. I had put a video out going into the fight. Yeah, he was, what I'm saying? And he was talking all that good talk about how he feel the best he's ever felt, all that. And then went out there and got beat. Really was out there getting low-key dominated until the second half of the fight. And then all of a sudden after the fight, he got to have surgery. He was injured going into the fight and all this, and that wasn't the real Lomachenko. Get out of here, man.
Are you trying to say he pulled a Pacquiao after Mayweather?
Yep.
throw a slingshot at the hospital?
Then Teofimo Lopez, after he lost to, what's the name? He out there doing backflips after the fight, after the loss. And then came back talking about, he almost died going into the fight, almost died in the fight, had areas. I just saw all kind of foolishness, man. Like I said, these jokers, they worse than guys in the street, man. Don't know how to take an L. You went out there and you got beat, man. You got beat, regroup, come back to it. Don't sit around, making up a whole bunch of reasons why it happened. You know what I'm saying? You just lost.
There it is. What you finna say? That man said he had air in his lungs.
That's what he said. But I didn't want to repeat it because it sounded ridiculous.
Hey, he got something in that we all don't have, apparently. I thought we all had air in our lungs.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. See if there could be.
Then Bob Arum cleaned it up and said in his esophagus.
Oh,
his esophagus almost exploded or something. It was some foolishness. I don't know. Because it's some stuff they were putting out there, some stuff people were kind of pranking about. So, but the end of the day is you went out there and got beat up and you turning backflips after the fight, but it was a near-death experience. Why didn't you leave out and go straight to the hospital?
He's showing y'all how tough he was. A man's man. And I fought a fight with air in my lungs and an esophagus that was about to explode. I never even heard of an exploding esophagus. Whew. So that means he would have been drinking and swallowing at the same time if it had exploded. Or he would have been all confused. Well, It is what it is. Someone calls the avoided fighters out of the story changes.
Okay, I found the article where Aram said Lomachenko was gonna move up to 135 because he couldn't secure a fight against Berchelt or Machado. So apparently, I don't know why he couldn't get them fights, but
Urchel is a top rank.
Those are both Aaron fighters.
Yeah, like I was about to say that, D-Lo, you jumped in. I was like, how is that possible? They both on the same side.
yeah, but I mean, shit. Look, you had Leo Santa Cruz who wouldn't fight Gary Russell. They on the same side.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if the
we
fighters
know,
don't want to fight. What
but
you
we
gonna
know
do?
Bob had Leo wanted Gary Russell, we'd have got the fight.
Yep.
It was the other way. You know what I'm saying? Had it been the other way around, and we know Bob was crazy. Bob and Lomachenko are like Leo Santa Cruz and Al
Shit.
Heyman.
Shit,
So
we know.
if he wanted that fight,
He would have got it.
Bob would have got Berchelt stripped before he let Lomachenko not get that fight if that's what he wanted.
Shit, we seen what happened with Oscar Rivas getting not Oscar Rivas, but Valdez was able to get a fight with Belchek.
And I think Machado was with Top Rank too. I might be wrong, but I think he was.
And Gervonta was the IBF champ at that time at 130, and you know we already know how that went. So
How did it go? Oh, they didn't
lost
fight.
the belt. Lost the belt on the scale.
Being too chubby.
yeah,
Undisciplined. But I could say the Tank seemed like he kind of made a little turn on being disciplined. He's a little more disciplined now.
but this was in 2018 January.
Oh, this man hit me with the year and everything. But
I knew I saw something about him not being able to get some fight.
Hey, I remember that talking point. I just didn't believe it then either.
Mayweather Sensei say, what you mean he lost the belt? He was overweight. He lost the belt due on the scale.
Yeah, the scale was undefeated.
The scale gonna stay undefeated.
When did he lose that belt?
I can't remember when he lost it, but I know he lost it because people were dumping on him bad. They was talking about he was being undisciplined. They even went so far as to say he can't even make that weight no more. He might as well just move up. They were saying a lot of stuff about it. They kind of lost their minds. Hyphy say at Mayweather Sensei, this is how I know you don't know shit about boxing. Both Nakatana, and who is that? Tahaji? How you say how we say it? I have opponents for the next fight, and they 2 divisions apart. Try again, casual. But I told you he was in here just trolling. He wasn't real, doing the real thing. He just in here.
Okay, so Tank
Oh.
lost the belt on 2017 in August when he fought Fonseca. That's when he got stripped at the weigh-in. I don't know who won the belt after that. Who got the IBF after that?
Yeah, so I mean, somebody need to tell him to change his name because he definitely that name is not fitting at all. He need to go find a different name and throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
But this ain't that type of channel, homeboy. This ain't Rumorville channel. This is real boxing heads up in here. We actually look at fights. We don't follow rumors and fake news.
Yeah, so you can bounce with that because we know damn well you ain't the world's best boxer. You got 2 people, you got 2 subscribers on your channel. You just started that channel. So please try again.
Who y'all talking about? That Mayweather guy?
Yeah. In here just typing stuff. He joined YouTube. What's today? The 12th? The 20th? 15 days ago? Stop it.
Yeah, that's usually a telltale sign of a troll, newly created channel.
Very new. If somebody want to hit him in the head, or we just gonna let him keep typing shit in the chat. So, D-Lo, who you facing this week?
Nobody. Remember?
No. It's not a challenge. You know, we automatically get pitted
No,
against.
no. I don't have any. I ain't pitted against nobody this week.
You get
Not
a
that,
you get a bye week?
not that I know of.
Man, how you get a bye week?
Cause I got 2 ass whooping the same week, so I deserve a bye week.
Wow. I'm gonna have to talk to the Oracle about that.
You ain't see that D-Lo said he's shadowboxing this week?
Yeah, I got demoted down the shadow box. Y'all beat me back down the shadow box.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all. I feel like D-Lo probably through this week. He probably was trying to say, man, let me let MZ get a little shine.
No, I don't like to lose, man. I tried. It just was a bad week. I've been on a downward spiral, man. I can't seem to turn around.
Hey, you can't really believe that, MZ. I know you just didn't say that. As much as this man revels and talking crap to you, you would actually think that he gonna do you a solid?
Yeah, you know, we have our moments every once in a while, you know, like spy versus spy. Every once in a while, we might have a good gesture to come through.
Man, this man be coming in. He be coming in here trying to chop your damn head off every stream. He gonna throw you a bone.
Man, right now I'm trying to offer an olive branch. You know what I'm saying? The man is down right now. He's like he said, been knocked down the shadow box. He lost to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't say it like that, man. No,
I've been at the bottom of the barrel
come
so
on,
long.
man. Don't down yourself like that, man.
I'm helping you out, baby. I'm helping you
No,
out.
but no, don't do it at your own expense, man. No.
MZ, this man would not be having no mercy on you right now.
All I can say is, you know, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. I almost put out a video of me training with a new track playing behind it. I almost did, but I was like, no, I ain't gonna go overboard with it. But I almost made a quick short and put a quick track behind it of me, showing, hey, this is my attitude going into the week against D-Lo for boxing. But I held off.
Well, I knew it was over with when Trey X put that video up on in the Discord of that old dude beating that young dude down. I said, oh boy.
Said it's MZ whooping on D-Lo for talking shit. So, oh, that looks nice. I like that. Just hate that he couldn't find him in a different color.
Well, he couldn't actually find anybody as old as you.
Whoa.
That would have been kind of tough. So he did the best he could, man.
This man didn't just try to shoot that girl at me.
He'll just find 100-something-year-old guys out there just whooping butt all the time.
Joseph Brown. Somebody talking to me with 15 points spread between us.
Hey, I told you, MZ, you trying to take MC Light, but I don't know why.
That man said you trying to take MC Light. I like the wordplay. Great one. It's all right, though. You know what I'm saying? Some people told me, hey, you have permission to light up D-Lo all week. All that shit he was talking. I'm just trying to let it ride. Eric also say, take care, family. I'm going to catch it on the replay. All right, bro. You be safe. Have a good one. I was about to bounce.
Peace.
Spend some time with me, with the missus. I appreciate it, though. If that's for me. Now, I think he was putting that out there, Jordan Bumclod. He talking to Mr. I'm the greatest boxer in the world, which we know better. We want to let him on here. So, D-Lo, I just want to know. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it went. When they told me that me and you was gonna face off, and you told me about quitting the league, missing the week. I heard all the talk, and I just want to let everybody know straight out the gate. Yeah, I missed a week, but I didn't do that for nobody to talk about it. I don't want that to be anything at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I wanted to happen. Some life-changing situations came up with the job I had to deal with. But at the press conference, I did tell y'all that I was gonna come straight at D-Lo. I was gonna step to him. I heard about this tribe that walk up to the line and take their food. So I figured, what the hell? I walk up to the silverback voice of reason, take his bananas. Now what? And that's how I went. As
You gave a good account of yourself. Good job.
hey, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta take the ass and put your foot to it all over the room. And that's the way I had to go for it. So, you know, but I'm sure D-Lo 404. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure D-Lo. What is his name?
70. You were calling me 70.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, you know, welcome
you
to
talking about
Yasser 404 Talk
404K?
Boxing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tonight's show is dedicated to Yasser. Yeah, like I said, I put my name as Yasser 404. I wanted an old man who only fought with one hand. That's I feel you. I get your reasoning behind that, Trey X. The old man that only fought with one hand. He going with my okay. I'm working with that. He should have been throwing the left though. I'm left-handed now. I'm left-handed. Anything you want to add to that, D-Lo? Because it sounded like you was getting a little sleepy.
No, I was just gonna ask when just a personal question. You say you left-handed now. Were you left-handed the whole time, or you had to switch?
No, I had to switch. I had to learn how to be right. I have to learn. I've been learning how to be right-handed left-handed.
Since it happened.
Yeah, since it's happened.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a great respect for people who go through it. And some people be like, well, you shouldn't have no problems. A lot of people that's born with one hand. I'm like, yeah, but that situation is different. They've never had the option. They've never had the opportunity to use both hands being born with one. So everything you learn is automatic. With me, it's different. And, you know, they're trying to get my hand to work, but the doctor has changed some of the muscles in my hand and reconnected some tendons. So in order to open my hand, I have to think about closing. I know it sounds crazy, but I literally do have to think about what I'm trying to do with my right hand as far as opening and closing it to exercise it. To raise my wrist, I have to push down to lower it. I have to raise, you know, my hand operates backwards, which the doctor told me it was going to be that way. It's just amazing how fast your mind picks it up. But I'm predominantly left-handed now. My right hand, I have no strength. I can't curl a 16-ounce bottle of water with my right hand. So the change has been dramatic, but I'm still here. And I can roll a blunt. So, you know, that's half the battle. And you only need one hand when you're an assistant manager to fire a motherfucker.
Hey, one of my favorite movies I used to watch called Tombstone. What's his name? My old boy, Mr. Not Doc Holliday, but Wyatt's brother.
Oh, I know.
He said I still got one good arm to hold you with. That's all that matters. If you can hold that, you can hold her in that one good arm. You still good, my brother.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. The only thing he messed up is my writing. I'm good with everything else. I go into battle, making sure I'm on point. Every time. Hey, let me ask you this. Y'all remember the California Raisins? That commercial?
Oh, yeah.
You remember why I got taken off?
Something controversial, man. It's so long ago. I was a kid when they were prevalent. I forget what it was, man. They used to mimic Motown,
Right.
the Temptations. They used to do Temptation songs with them for commercials and stuff.
Right.
I forget the reason though.
The reason was because the black community felt like it was racist as shit. Now, you said you was a little kid when it came out. I was fairly young too when it came out. Now, check this out. God honest truth. This old white lady comes into the store the other day. And I could tell she's a little off. She look a little hippie-ish. She not home. She don't seem to be homeless. Because I didn't see where she rolled up in. But this lady walked up to the counter with a bag of chocolate-covered raisins and some I can't remember the other kind of candy. There's some chocolate they kind of hard, like they kind of hard with a crunch in the middle of it. But she come up there and she said, "Hey, how you doing? I got these for you. You remember the California raisins?" Now in my mind, I'm looking at this lady like, bitch, I know who the California raisins is. I ain't that young and I don't know who they is. She talking to me like, I can't explain. It's a condescending way that she's talking to me. And this whole throws these raisins up there and say, "Oh, I bought these for you. These are for you." Bitch, I don't want no damn chocolate covered raisins, especially when you asking me if I remember the California raisins. And she went on and proceeded to talk about how cute they were and how funny they were and how she loved the way they sing and stuff like that. And the whole time she looking at me in my face like she waiting for me to say something. I just let it ride. Racist. Because I don't want to call her racist. But I feel like, bitch, that we got rid of those commercials for a reason.
Now I got something controversial to say in regards to the AMZ. Now I don't view them that way. And the reason why I don't is because my grandmother, she actually had California raisins dolls and figurines. So obviously I had people in my family didn't think it was something racist. They actually liked the California raisins.
Oh, okay. Huh. I feel you. I guess that's different because that's your family. This lady didn't know me. I don't appreciate a bright skinned lady of that skin tone coming to me talking about no California raisins on no level. Not even if it's some real raisins coming from California. That's just me. My family do say I'm a little prejudiced, but prejudice is not racist. So we talked a lot about our boxing tonight. A lot about our boxing. We got some good fights coming up this week. I'm gonna have to take out the other old school fella. I hate to have to do it to him, but it is what it is. I gained some good knowledge from listening to Trey X and Joseph Brown shoot they ideas around about certain fights. Not that I'm looking for picks or anything. I just, listening. I'm learning. I'm on my learning curve. I miss my brother Hyphy. He ain't come through and bless us with nothing tonight, but he been watching the fights and he ain't let us know what the next thing that happened. So I guess I'm gonna have to go and catch it up myself. But the best thing about tomorrow is I'm off, so I don't have to rush doing my picks. I get a good day tomorrow. I haven't been off 2 days in a row in 6 months. Feels good.
Yeah, I made sure I got all my picks done. I just haven't turned them in yet. By far, I'm not an expert. The one thing that's been saving me is my KOs. My KOs have been saving me from some of my bad picks.
Man, y'all be picking so fast. It's unbelievable. I just got to this, I think, the other night? What's today? Tuesday? Y'all think I got the list like Sunday night? But it is what it is. I'll be ready. I should be ready tomorrow night. I should be able to get my picks in by tomorrow night. Moody Treyweather say, peace, brothers. Enjoyed the show. Peace, Moody Treyweather. Have a good night, man. Be safe. I think we get ready to lock it down ourselves kind of early. Not kind of early, but tonight. And since I did bring up the fact that what's the word I'm looking for here? I might as well go ahead and say, D-Lo, you still there, my old school brother? Oh, he got me on silent. His Geritol must have kicked in, put him to sleep. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play my victory track. Anybody want to close out? Y'all got anything last you want to say before we close tonight down?
Yeah, make sure y'all check out these fights. This is the beginning of a nice little stretch run that we have as boxing fans. It's going to get better going forward, especially for the next couple of months. So strap on. We get some really good fights. This is a great week to start it off, and I can't wait.
Yeah, we should be going hard in boxing at least all the way through May. And how many weeks we got left in Champ Ross?
3 weeks left.
3 weeks left, so I can at least I can do something. I'm gonna make a strong push now. This fourth quarter is MJ time. It's time for me to put on my 23. Y'all get ready for it. With that being said, I don't think D-Lo want to close out. D-Lo, you got anything you want to say closing out? Oh yeah, his arthritis must really be whooping him right now. So with that being said, let me know if you can hear this, and we're gonna roll out on this track right here. It's my movie going into the fight. Ah! I appreciate you all coming through. As always, holler at you next week. Same time, 8:30, MZ Talks Boxing. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's 404 Talks Boxing. Signing off. Peace and love.